Okay.
Can anybody hear us? Are we up
Hello,
yet?
everybody. Can you guys hear us?
Carol, Edwin, MRE. Can anyone hear us?
Are we live? I think we're live. Please tell me.
I don't know. What's going on?
Well, I'm going to find out. Put one in the chat if you can hear me. I'm live. We're live? Yay!
All right.
Yeah. We're live? Yay! All right, let me shut that off.
Good.
We just wanted to see. Hold on.
MRE says, yo, good.
Yo, good. We're good? Okay, good.
All right. She put one up in there.
Okay, good.
Very good. All right, so here we are.
You know, I haven't done this for a while, so I'm still like figuring stuff out, but I can.
Yeah, we've been outside lately, but nope, not today. Too cold, too wet.
Yeah, it was very wet today.
Nope,
Look at the lights.
Always put stuff.
They want the lights. See, there's the lights. Yeah.
That's some Christmassy stuff in the background there. Yep.
Hi, hello, Carol, MRE. Yeah, it's damp. Edwin, Jason. It's very damp.
The other Carol, you're not the other Carol, but Carol Quill.
Carol Quill. Edwin, there you are. All of Puerto Rico is listening in. Woo!
Nice. Well, that's a lot. I don't know if I can live up to this. Now I'm nervous.
No, we're fine. We're fine. Is it pouring in the city? Yeah, it was pouring here all day, basically.
Yeah, it's been damp and wet. It's much needed. We need it.
Yes.
So
anyway, how's everybody doing? How's your holiday shopping? You guys have all your shopping done? Must send a Berlin message. It's raining all day. I know, Carol. What a miserable day, huh? You have to make it happy because it's, I don't like these days. You can fall asleep all day long. Yep, all day long. Oh, your nose was running? You too slow?
Cuban B.
Hi, Cuban B.
Salute.
Cuban B, hello.
Coffee. This happens to be some red wine. That is
ginger ale.
Ginger ale.
Oh, you got sick, huh, Murray, huh? Standing outside? Yeah, well. Yeah, because it's raining, and I do not miss this. I do not miss working out in this weather. Do you? Do you?
Oh, no, I've been removed from it for a while. However, this was not one of my favorite times ever to be out there. It's cold and wet, and the minute you get cold and wet, you're cold and wet for the whole day. So it sucks.
And it's almost like you can't get dry, you can't get warm, nothing helps.
Sure. And then when the light goes down and the sun is gone and you're out there all by yourself and it's, you can't see anything and you can't have the headlights on in your vehicle because you can't see on the other side. So, it's just not fun. You're all by yourself. There are some great customers that made you feel good because they would give you some cookies or coffee or something like that.
Yeah.
So that was always nice.
Do you want any coffee? Do you want anything to eat? It's so
that
nice.
stuff was very nice. So
I miss
a lot of nice stuff. Yeah, it's nice. But the upside of it is you're not out there. And now it's like I don't even want to go to my mailbox to get my mail. Not that I ever did, because who wants to go get their mail anyway? So yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be cold tomorrow. I heard here it's going to be 20 degrees.
Yeah, and it's going to
drop.
So
there goes
temperatures are going to drop.
Black ice.
But yeah,
black
just
ice.
Be careful.
Just be careful.
Anybody out there driving, just be careful, because you know what, people, I don't know. I've talked to my son out in Arizona, Ryan, a lot. Tells me that Arizona drivers are 3 times as worse as New York, New Jersey drivers, and they're sure. And I've been in Arizona, and they're nuts in Arizona, and they have. I don't know whether this is a good topic, because I don't know whether it's a combination of older people that shouldn't be driving and they should get off the road now, or should limit their time on the road. Or younger people who think they have a right to do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, so it's like a privilege.
It's like
entitlement.
Yeah, they're entitled to move 3 lanes to the right because they have to now.
Yeah.
And
It's
you're
like,
the one that,
they're in
you
the
know,
left lane,
yeah.
and I have to get off. I forgot.
yeah. And there seems to be much more and more of that going on. And, you know, people are nuts. It used to be that people came out this time of year that never drove anywhere because they'd have to go Christmas shopping out at a store.
Mhm.
But now you don't have to do that.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, now there's just plain crazy.
So that's a little bit better.
Well, we were just here. We had our friend over for dinner. Everybody got their hair cut. And
Yeah, like, what do you think?
everybody got their hair cut. What do you think?
Do I look like I'm from
Look.
where?
Look,
I don't know. I don't think I look from,
it's all cut.
excuse me, Vermont, but I don't look like I'm from Maine or Vermont right now. I mean, I got my hair cut a little bit. So, yeah. So, what do you think?
Yeah, well, anyway, it was nice. And my girlfriend who came over was the one that has the cancer. Yeah. So
Cheech.
it was a little bit bittersweet,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I treated her to her haircut, She got all her stuff done. We are so blessed. We're just so blessed to wake up every day and to have our health. What are you laughing at?
I look like a NFL head coach. Well,
Who said that?
that's MRE.
Oh, he's too much.
I'll take that as a compliment, I think. I don't know who you're referring to. Maybe some ugly bastard, excuse me, head coach. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I'm a head coach, all right. Thindu.
Hi, Thindu.
And Vito.
Yeah,
The
Vito. Vito, the one that gives kisses.
Edwin, you're the man.
Yeah, Edwin.
Got to meet up sometime, Edwin.
Yeah, when are you coming to the States? I hope Edwin comes to the States. This way we could go. We could go up on Castle Hill and
we get a whole bunch of you guys on there and get together. Probably
Yeah.
all really hate each other, but
Yeah, no.
I mean, we all like
Not
each
the
other
people
on here.
on here. The
Everybody
people
on here is nice. I know. So I have some questions, actually. This is like the lady that cuts her hair. Maybe some people have had some experience in this. I want to throw this out early, if that's all right.
Yeah, go ahead.
She had her boyfriend move her car. This is an automobile insurance question. She had her boyfriend move her car out into the road to parallel park it on the road, and they're entitled to do that. While he was trying to park the car, another car hit him and went on the inside
Where the parking space was.
Yeah. So instead of going to the
Instead
left,
of going to the left on the outside, this person was coming down the hill and didn't obviously see them to the last second, or him.
maybe been on the phone.
Could have been on the phone, and went on the inside. In other words, tried to pass them on the inside,
In between the parked car and his car,
who was parallel
who was trying
parking.
to park. Stop.
Well,
So
did a lot of damage.
totaled her car. Actually took the whole front end of her car and tire off. Now, there was an initial first report was that from her saying that it was his fault, that she was trying to avoid him to some extent. I don't understand, because if you're backing into a parallel parking, backing into a spot, you have to go to the left to get away from it.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's the question. Really isn't near here nor there who's really at fault here, but it came up that his insurance. So her car, it's Charlie.
Charlie wants to be on TV.
So let me try to get this out, because I want to get this out. So my question to you is, in summation, is if in New York, at least, if he's driving her car, her insurance does not cover him driving in that car. His insurance isn't covering him because he wasn't driving in his car. He was driving in someone else's car. The lady claims that it was his fault and that she doesn't want to pay insurance. Meanwhile, she's out of a car. I told her to get the police report and try to find out whether or not the other operator of the car was on her phone of some sort. Any thoughts? Does anybody understand what I've been trying to say? I'm trying to help her out. She doesn't have a car now.
Yeah, we feel really bad.
She's looking for a car under 5,000.
That's hard to do. Well, no, not really. There are a lot of cars out there that are.
But it just sounds weird to me. I'm going to go to State Farm tomorrow, and I'm going to ask that question. Uninsured motorist coverage. Now that's the question, Cuban. Uninsured motorist coverage on whose car?
On Caitlin's car. Right? I think it's Caitlin's car. What else? Anybody else like know about stuff like this?
Yeah, with car insurance, anybody have any experience with the I thought it was no fault insurance in New York, but I guess it's like I know that they like if you're married and you have to sign a spousal waiver for your spouse to be able to drive your car.
Ask about uninsured motorist coverage.
I'm
they will
gonna
know. Yeah, okay.
Uninsured motorist coverage. That's
because
what I
apparently her insurance company said that they couldn't pay for anything because he was driving the car.
Mm-hmm.
And the other person's insurance company wasn't going to pay anything because the police report wasn't correct or something like it was a mess. And I'm like, you can't let this go.
Meanwhile, she has pictures of the scene. Like the lady moved her car from the scene a little bit to make it look better for her, So they moved it, and I guess police came.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, and they had to make a report.
And they made a report. She claims it was his fault. I just don't see how it's his fault. If he's going into a parking spot, she's got to back off.
Right.
But anyway.
Imagine if they parallel parked into the space and that's exactly what they were doing. And this person just slammed right into it.
On the inside. So he couldn't even go into the parking spot.
He couldn't even go. I mean, he had nowhere to go.
Yeah. So.
But because he was driving her car and she wasn't, because he was driving it and parking it, they won't take the claim. It's kind of weird. I never heard of that. Is that no fault? See, I thought so too.
I know it is a no fault state. So that's the other thing I don't understand. Should she take the other driver to court for damages and then the second driver can go after their insurance? Well, that's what I thought.
Yeah, we thought that too.
Yeah, go after her. And I asked the police to get phone records because if she was on her phone while this was happening, then she's a distracted driver and then she is at fault.
Right.
So I'm going to talk to the insurance company about it, but thanks for the little bit of information from you guys. It's kind of what I was thinking. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't like barking up the wrong tree here.
Hello, everybody. Here, I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to put it in the chat.
What's that?
Okay. Copy. Okay. Is it copy and paste? I'm going to copy and paste it. Hold on, guys. Let me just see. I go like this. Yeah. And then like that. And this way.
Enter.
Paste it. Hold on, guys. Just copy.
Charlie, please stop. All right, I'm going to put her outside.
Okay. He's going to put the dog outside, so hold on 1 second.
Why, Charlie? Let's go. Charlie.
I'm trying to copy and paste this, guys. Hold on. Why isn't it going? Is it? Okay.
This way.
Copy.
This way. Charlie, this way. Charlie, this way. That way.
I'm having a hard time with this. How's everybody doing? There we go again. This one. Copy. I'm having a hard time copying and pasting it. Oh, here we have. There you go. Okay, got it. Okay. It should be going in the stream now. There you go, Carol. There you go, MRE. Okay, so yeah, so we wanted to talk about the insurance thing, and plus the fact that this guy with the insurance, the health insurance thing, that's pretty messed up. We know a lot of people who try to get health insurance and they're just always denied, and it's people are getting pissed off. Hey, buddy.
I love the lights.
Hey, let me see. Can
you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the lights. I hear Charlie revolting in the background.
Yeah. She wants to come up here and be on camera, and I'm like, no, sorry.
Well, she knows. It's like, wait, this is me and Polo's channel. What are they doing? They're pushing us out over here.
How are you?
All right, just let me tell you something. The damp weather. I've been constantly having a runny nose, constantly.
I know. Everybody's doing this. Sneezing, runny nose, stuffy head. Right, Carol?
Hi, Teresa. Hi, Maureen.
How you doing, Carol?
Hanging in there.
Yeah, Carol's had a cold.
Well, it's the weather. A lot of my mother's friends and my mother too get a little bit of a cold this time of year because the weather changes. One day it's muggy out, next day it's raining and cold.
Exactly. Tomorrow, I think it's going to be in the 20s. Tomorrow's going to be in the 20s.
Which means I'm staying in.
Yeah, I know. See, this is the kind of weather where you just want to sit on the couch with a blanket, watch a movie all day. I like it, but I feel guilty, like I'm not doing something I should be doing. It's that guilt.
Well, it's hibernation time with
right.
That's what my mother does. She won't drive in the rain, my mother.
Hi, Angela. She won't drive. Hi, Mr. Smith. Come on up. We're just discussing what's going on. We're gonna discuss. We were just asking about a car insurance thing, but we're gonna discuss also update with
Marie, Carol.
Yeah.
Hi, Chuck.
Hello there.
Hi, Chuck.
Hello.
Yeah, Uncle Edwin's in the chat. He says he looks like an NFL coach, and that's what it's a good call because
it was a good call.
I can
a good NFL head coach.
Yeah.
Picture on the sidelines with the headphones yelling.
So did Teresa? This is a question I want to throw out there, and I'm a very sympathetic person, and I feel bad about this. I'm talking about the health insurance, the CEO and the guy and the kid who shot him and all that stuff.
Why don't I have any sympathy?
I feel bad for the kid. I mean, I feel more bad for the kid than I do the guy who got shot.
It's weird.
It's like, it's almost like the health. If anybody's had to deal with anything in the health industry with health insurance and being in hospitals and stuff like that, and hopefully everybody's had good experiences and all that, but why do I not feel terribly sad about that? Am I that wrong? Am I that heartless? I mean, I don't know. That's my thoughts.
Why did he do it? Why did he do? Was it a family member that passed away?
No, it was. Well, now they're getting into it, and apparently he had really bad back issues. That he has like screws and stuff in his back.
So he's 26 years old. He's got like 3 or 4 screws in his back. It was told to. He used to live in Hawaii, and supposedly he can't have a girlfriend or can't have be intimate with a girl because it's excruciatingly pain for him to move around.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm guessing it was done wrong.
Yeah, I guess either that or it's tied to not fixing it,
or maybe not fixing the problem, and then I don't know. And it's not necessarily about money because the family supposedly has a lot of money.
Yeah, that's what Mr. Smith said. Yeah. They own country clubs, they own golf courses, they own all kinds of stuff.
Did he try to sue them or anything?
We don't know yet.
I don't know yet.
We're getting bits and pieces. Yeah. All we know is, one of his, I guess, college roommates said that it got to the point where his back is so excruciating he can't even have a relationship with a girl. That type of thing. But I mean, he was on that bike. He looked like he was doing too bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to walk up, do that, ride a bike, run away. But still,
Yeah.
These insurance companies do mess around with people
Mhm.
and stuff like that. And some people, I guess, will snap. It still doesn't make it right. You mean?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't
No, it
make
doesn't
it right.
make it right.
Certainly
No,
doesn't
no,
make
that
it
doesn't
right.
make it
Don't,
right.
don't get me wrong
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that. You should never. I mean, oh my God, I don't condone that one little bit.
What we're just worried about is there's a lot of
I-
people who are unhappy, and God
Yeah.
only knows what could
Yeah.
happen. I mean, now
Yeah.
all of these CEOs
Yeah, I
of
think-
all of these places, like any kind of car insurance, health insurance, whatever, that they get denied all the time, or they're not covered, or whatever. They're gonna start doing this stuff, I mean, you're gonna see probably it get a little more aggressive. Probably. I mean,
I feel like it's like the tip of the iceberg, and
Mhm.
I mean, the copycat stuff.
Yeah,
You know,
it's very
that-
possible. Very possible for that. People say, oh, my mom passed. They didn't help her. Or a family member
Yeah.
could go.
Yeah.
That's very possible.
Yeah, pain meds change
And
people. They do.
Oh, that's true too.
Absolutely.
Who's saying that?
Angela, yeah.
Angela,
Yeah.
that is
Pain
very
meds do.
true.
Absolutely.
So pain meds might have put him in a different
State of mind.
different place.
Mhm.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
can make you angry. I know.
Yeah.
He
Absolutely.
Yeah.
used to fight with his brother and his mom and his sisters all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I can't even imagine. They haven't even talked that much about him, and his family. There was a wife and kids too, I guess, or
Mhm.
something like
Yeah.
that. And I feel really bad. But to go get to knock out the CEO, I just feel like there's going to be, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of like feeling weird about that. I'm pretty definitive about everything like that, but I just felt weird.
Well, it was pretty brazen for him to come
Yeah.
up and obviously he didn't give two craps about what happens to him, because he had to have known he was going to get caught, because he
Yeah.
made so many mistakes.
I mean,
Yeah.
He made so many mistakes.
Well,
He must have stalked this guy, right, for a while to find out who he was. Like, if he's the man, he knew he was responsible.
Yeah.
Like, the buck stopped there with him.
Yeah.
He was thinking.
Probably.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
an Italian kid, too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Luigi
Mangione.
Mangione.
He
Yeah.
was an Italian kid, too, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Luigi. What happened here?
A little bit of an echo.
Yeah. Is that good? Somebody.
Yeah, we're good now.
Okay.
A little bit of an echo.
And Carol Cole said she had United Healthcare for several years until Primary stopped taking them, and
Yeah,
they
see?
changed.
There
Yeah,
you
see,
go.
they a lot.
And then it could have something to do with an existing condition, where you can't go to another
Yeah.
provider and get service. But yet, I just had open season, and I just re-upped my insurance for the new year. Holy crap! The what you're paying,
Yeah.
and I have a federal plan, and it's pretty good. So, man, it's like help people
It's a
out
lot.
here. Yeah.
It's a lot. I mean,
And that CEO was making like $5 billion a year or something.
10 billion. He
Yeah.
was clearing $10 billion
Yeah.
a year.
Well, that's why, look what Angel said. People sympathize with him because of the companies are all effed up really bad.
That's
Yeah.
right. They are. They
Right.
are. They have to fix that. Every single person that we vote into office, they all say the same bull crap.
Man, to
We're
jump
going to
through
fix
hoops to
it.
get my mom coverage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say
He
the
was-
same, but we're going to
yeah.
fix it. We're going to fix it. Oh, healthcare, we're going to fix it. But they don't do nothing.
Yeah. And he's a handsome dude.
He was a
He
handsome
wasn't
dude.
that dirtbag looking person, that you could sit there and go, well, what did you do that for? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, it
yeah.
seemed like he had everything going. I don't know. I don't know. It just bothers me. I guess what it does is it puts healthcare on the big time center stage. And I don't know, maybe they can make some changes.
Let's
Old
hope.
Trumpo, our boy Trumpo there will do
Maybe.
something. He seems like he wants to do a whole bunch of stuff. So I guess we'll see.
Can't wait for day one.
Well, they got to do something, because when insurance companies are screwing over people and their mothers, and people are being sick and they're left with nothing, you are going to have people who, might snap.
Right.
Yeah.
Like this guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're right. This could lead to other copycat things where somebody, like I said, maybe doesn't get insurance on a certain operation, and they're like off the world type stuff.
Wow, your sister pays $400 out of pocket for one
Yeah,
prescription.
yeah.
I know.
Oh,
That's like unbelievable.
Well, that's the other part. That's the
That's
pharmaceutical companies.
Big Pharma. Big
Yeah,
Pharma,
Big
same
Pharma.
thing.
the Sackler family, how much money they
Oh,
made. Look what
wow.
they did with the pain meds, right?
Yep.
Back
Yep.
in the early 90s, you go in for a toothache, they give you 35 Vicodins.
That's
They
right.
present
That's right.
everybody. And then
They
some
just-
years later, all of a sudden, they stop. And so there are some people who still need pain medicine. That's why
Yep.
they made pain medicine. So there are
That's
people
right.
that actually need that.
Right. That
Absolutely.
won't get hooked.
And
or
the whole philosophy, if you watch that movie, was it Costner? No.
No, it was Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton was
Michael
in it.
Keaton did the big pharma
Um,
one where he was actually a doctor that was giving out
The
that pain medicines, and
yeah.
then he himself got on it, and it was basically like you take 2 today, and then next month you got to take 4, and then next month you got to take 6, and then you take 8.
Because
And
of
I don't
back
know who
injury.
put up there. And then if you don't have insurance, how are you going to get it? And you need to have it, and people are going crazy, and they were all dying, and it was all planned. It was all planned so that you get hooked on it.
Yeah.
And then boom.
And it happened. I remember when my ex-girlfriend worked, she used to work at this one hospital, right? And one of the nurses there was giving people like half of the pain shot and keeping the rest and taking it because she was hooked also.
Wow.
They've hurt so much of society through the
Yep.
Appalachians, through suburbia, through everywhere of the country.
Yes.
They flooded this opiate problem, and it just and look what it turned into.
Yeah,
Wow.
that movie was based in the Appalachians. That's where it was,
Really?
where it all kind of came out of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
What
a
was the
movie.
name of that?
Oh, man.
Somebody's got it.
I'll
Sounds
find it.
interesting, but the Appalachians were hit very hard. Just
Yes,
like
they
I
were,
remember.
and that's
It
where
was the coal miners. A lot of the coal
Right,
miners
right.
that were coming out of there, or with
With
arthritis,
arthritis,
with
with
respiratory
backs,
problems,
um,
backs.
I think he hurt his leg, right?
Yep,
I
he
think
hurt
it was
his leg. Yep, I think he broke his leg, and the pain was so excruciating. The whole,
Hi, Ken. Thanks
whole
for
bunch of
stopping
people
in.
got nailed by it and got hooked on it.
Mhm.
And it was so planned. It was. They ended up getting.
Hi, Cromel.
They ended up losing money, right? They ended up getting shot down.
Yeah,
Or
he
something
pays
like that.
about a third of his income to insurance.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not miserable by any means financially, but wow,
Yeah.
what you have to pay, and I can kind of do it, and I'm okay. But how about everybody else? How about the people that are working at the grocery stores? How are they?
Hi, Crankster.
You got to make next to nothing to get any money.
Yeah, that's
So-
what you have to do. Yeah, exactly.
This is just kind of like a rant, but man, something's got to change. I mean,
I know old people that pay big money for their medications also, and
They
stuff.
shouldn't
It's
have to.
Crazy.
They should not have to.
I know people that go without medications because
Because they can't afford it. Yeah,
well, it's food or
they have to make a decision.
medications.
Yeah.
Carol, how you doing there, babe?
I got this.
I'm okay.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just listening to what you're just saying. I think the medical insurance is horrible because you have a lot of us are going through it with people that have cancer, and those prescriptions are expensive, and a lot of the insurance companies don't cover it, and you have to pay for it out of pocket or pay a very high cost.
That's
Well,
right.
okay, so our friend was on Medicare. Is she on Medicare?
Susie's on Medicare.
And she's got cancer, so she's got to get treatments.
Yeah.
And with what she had to read. Thank God, she did this before the open season ended, which was yesterday or the day before. But she would have to pay $2,300. That's with the insurance included for each treatment that she went into.
Yeah.
On top of it.
Yeah, well, look at my sister. Her husband, he's got 11 different doctors.
Yeah.
Oh,
And even though he's covered by Medicare and Medicaid in New York now, they turned around and sent a thing to her that every doctor he goes to, he has to pay a copay, and they're not covering all his medications. Okay?
Yep.
Yeah, the co-payment kills you. It happens with my mother a lot.
Well, yeah, I mean, they make it like you could get lesser coverage and pay a higher copay. But so now you can get your coverage and pay a higher copay for it. I mean, you could. I've seen $200, $300 copays
yeah.
and stuff like that.
You could pick $500
or
copay,
more,
$1,000 copay.
or you're like $700 you have to pay for out of pocket to
Right.
start the
I
year.
think the least amount of copay you have, the more your premium
Right,
is. So
yeah. So,
I mean, 6 of one, half a dozen the other. You're still giving them the money. So
Yeah.
it's really,
yeah, and then you spend most of your life, if you're like us, thank God, we haven't had to use a whole lot of it, but I've paid a lot of money.
you know how much. I mean that business is so. Everybody gets sick at one time or another. So I mean, the industry, it's just too big to fail. They'll never go broke.
No.
I mean, it's just, we all need the help. So at one point in our lives or another, and if we're blessed all of our lives to not have anything and not take a pill, well, then God bless you. Cause wow.
I don't know. I just feel like I hope that somewhere in this next 4 years of term here, that maybe they can actually really address some of the big things like that and straighten things out. But, I know it's wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Not too happy about that.
There's a lot they have to straighten out, Chuck.
Yeah, I know.
What?
There's a lot they have to straighten out.
Oh, there's a lot. Oh, absolutely. There's a lot. There's so much stuff that needs to be fixed up. Slimy cricket entertainment.
Oh.
Yankees is here too.
You Mr. Smith.
Oh, wow. I haven't seen him in a while. Of course, I haven't.
How are you good people doing?
Good. How are you, hon?
Doing well.
Good.
Merry
good.
Christmas.
Oh, yes. Yes, sir.
Merry Christmas.
It's coming up quick, isn't it?
Hello, 556.
Hey, Carol.
So,
Yeah, it's another holiday coming up quick.
That's right. And it's coming up fast. And before you know it, it's going to be New Year's. And then it's going to be January. And that's it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be here before you know it.
All the time. All the time. It just goes right by.
By the way, Angela, yes, mental illness and drugs
That's
and
another thing,
all that
yeah.
stuff. And if we don't get facilities to put people with mental illness in and get some help, that's what's really happening here. My daughter works for addiction and recovery place.
Yes.
And they give out, well, she gives us all the stories about what's going on with that, but they just basically give them the medicine and they go back out on the street. Whether they take it or not, it's another story. They usually go out and they sell it to somebody else.
Yep.
Who are standing out there on the sidewalk waiting to get some more of it.
That's right.
And they don't take it themselves, but they're all walking around. They're all in your grocery stores. They're all out there. We used to have mental health facilities available for people, but we don't. And
Closed them all down.
they're all closed down.
They closed them all down in New York because they couldn't.
They
They
don't
said
wanna fund them.
they didn't want to
Yeah.
fund them. The state couldn't afford it,
Yeah.
so they closed them all down.
Yeah.
And that's why New York is so messed up.
That's a lot of rampant mentally ill people. Must be. We have them in Providence too, living on the streets. People that
Yeah.
should be maybe in a psych ward, getting
Right.
some help on the right meds or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
They're running the streets. I had a neighbor, a guy named Brian Savini, who went to every day. He went and got a coffee at 12:00. He goes in to get his coffee, and all of a sudden, some guy who never knew him in his life came up and stabbed him 3 times with a butcher knife and killed him. It happened about 3-4 years ago.
No. Wow.
Yep.
Well, you
Maybe
see
they're
that. You see that on the subways,
Yep.
all the time. You see
No. Yeah.
it just for no reason.
Prison does not help mental illness. No.
No.
Prison. There's
No.
mental illness does not belong in prisons. No, that doesn't help. You're
No,
right,
we need
Angela.
we need to bring
Yeah.
facilities back for men. And you know what? You could pity pat that all you want. You could say, oh, you should be able to deal with it or something
No,
like that.
I
We
mean,
all
some
have
people need to-
problems, like that. But you know what?
No.
Some people, I don't know, it's progressively gotten worse, and they need help. And I don't know, medication, I guess.
Medication
don't
only
know.
bandages this.
I
They
know.
need therapy. They need,
Yeah. It's like a
If they
band-aid.
need to be- if they need to be on medication, it needs to be tweaked to the fact that they're going to live a normal life and be normal. Well, at least 3/4 of the way. Who's normal anyway? But
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To live a normal life, a productive life, a productive citizen. I don't know. We can sit here till we're blue in the face.
All they do is they release them on the street.
Yes,
That's what they do.
Well, you see what they're doing in New York. I mean, randomly punching, randomly stabbing people.
Yeah.
and they bring them to the precinct, and they book them for a night, and then that's it. They release them the next day. Boom, out.
Yeah, instead of putting them in a mental facility, see what the problem is, whatever medication they make.
Hospital.
We'll give you this. This will even you out. Come back.
I say bring insane asylums back again, right?
Yes.
Yes.
But
Honestly,
make them humane, though, right?
I was just gonna say, make them
Like
humane.
Willowbrook.
Yeah.
Psychiatric units. Yeah. Psychiatric hospitals. Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
some
because you
insight.
could say that that's not happening, and that's not true. It is.
Yeah.
Happening.
I have some insight into this exact issue.
Sweet.
From personal and professional experience. Like if you like as a cop, both in Delaware and Maryland, like if I took somebody and we suspected them of having suffering from some kind of mental issue or crisis, we could take them to the hospital. Now, Delaware was a lot easier, but we would be required to stay with them the entire time. So that kind of left, police shorthand on the streets. Maryland, you fill out what's called an EAP, or emergency evaluation petition. It's a legal document where they have to meet certain criteria under the law that they're a danger to themselves or others, and you have to interview them. Now, they can say whatever they want in response to these questions. A lot of times they're very practiced and they know what to say. And it goes both ways. They say the right things because they want free room and board at a hospital, and they're not mentally ill, or they are mentally ill and they don't want to go through being, held and evaluated and things like that.
Right.
But the thing is, in merit, like they could be held for 72 hours. However, it has to be court approved. So say I take somebody in at midnight. Well, a judge isn't going to see that paperwork till the morning, sometime, maybe midday. And that person's still at the hospital, and say the on-staff psychiatrist or psychologist determines, well, they're not a threat to themselves or others.
That's right.
Meanwhile, this paperwork hasn't gone through yet, and a judge either signs off on it or declines it. And either way, the person usually walks. That's been my experience. And then they go right back out. Yeah. It's just a cycle. It's a vicious cycle.
Angela, you're right. She said some should be taking meds and they don't. You're watching live on YouTube someone going through that right now, total paranoia. Yeah. Absolutely. There's a lot of people out there that are.
Yeah, there's a lot of paranoid people all over YouTube, right?
Oh, yeah.
All over. There's a few. I came across some people like where there's just one guy mentally ill sitting in his room. I'm not even joking, like spitting at the camera, jumping on his bed. Like it sounds like I'm making it up, but it's a real guy. I can show you.
No, I believe that.
Yeah, I believe it.
Up and down in his bed. I don't mean to be dirty, but humping his bed, doing the most weirdest and talking the most vile, weirdest stuff. And you could tell this man is mentally ill. It's written all over.
So they YouTube lets that happen, huh?
Yeah. Well, yeah, they really, anybody, if you can make an account, right? Anybody can come in here and do that. And, and only about 4 or 5 people might watch them, but they watch them for the craziness, Yeah.
Well, they probably, who knows? His parents might put him there for like watching the rubber room. He's got his own rubber room there.
Well, a lot of
he's
people
in his 50s. He's in his 50s and 40s, and the mother is like, what's eating Gilbert's great mom. She's like big and disabled in the other room and stuff. So there's times where he'll open the door and he'll throw like an empty can of soda at her and start screaming, and you'll hear her yelling. It's just some weird stuff.
Oh my! I don't mean to laugh, but yeah.
I know. I mean, it's funny.
Well,
but
some people, and some people will watch it because of that. Yeah.
And the guy thinks he's
there's a lot of people
commentator. He thinks he's a genius.
This is
commentator.
There was one thing. There was one thing Chuck mentioned earlier. I think that hits the nail on the head. He talked about the expenses that we pay into health insurance, and we pay hundreds, if not thousands, a year. And then the federal government passed a law that says, well, if you don't get your own insurance, and you're going to get fined X amount of dollars.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, well, if you can't afford it in the first place, now you're going to fine me more than if I could pay for it.
Exactly.
Right?
Does that, does that make sense? I mean,
no.
My daughter did some research, I guess, for people in her profession. that you have to make. If you make over $15,000, you don't qualify.
Right, you have to make under
Under
$15,000.
$15,000, you qualify. Oh my
Then
God!
they'll pay for it.
You know, under 15,000, then you qualify to get some help. Other than that, you're shit out of luck. You know, it's like I was just nuts about looking at this, and like I said, I have a federal plan, and I pay a lot, and they pay a lot, and I have good coverage. Thank God. I mean, but all the other people,
No, we're blessed with
Yeah,
that. But
yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
just feel like my girlfriend.
I know I felt bad for her because up until she got into I don't know what she got into. It doesn't matter. She got into something that's going to cover almost all of her stuff now.
Right.
So thank God for that. I mean, she was able to, you know.
And when you were saying, and we were saying too, you kind of sympathize, like you kind of understand with. Well, I'll tell you a quick story. So when my wife was doing the cancer stuff for 2 years,
Yes,
you know,
that's right. That's
So,
right.
you know,
2 days before one of her surgeries, they declined
Oh my God.
insurance coverage. So she had to jump through hoops, had to get conference calls with specialists, other doctors with the insurance company before they approved it, like within the fine hour. And then a second surgery after she had the surgery, they approved it. After she had it, they sent her a letter and said, we're declining coverage for
I
that.
can't believe. Oh my God.
Same.
Oh
and
my
yeah. And if that's not, and if you don't have, I mean, everybody's got their breaking point. I mean, let's face it. I mean, maybe you don't go shoot somebody, but you know, who knows? You know, you have your breaking points.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Maybe somebody might go out and get bombed at the bar, get in a fight with their
Exactly.
weight.
Yeah.
Like, that affects people's lives totally. It probably makes them go insane. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look what this guy did. It evidently made this man insane enough where he went and took another human's life.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Which is, I mean, beyond me. I mean, to me, I don't know what's going on with him. You're going to find out more about this guy, apparently, if they don't, somebody doesn't kill him.
You're going to hear a lot.
Or if somebody doesn't kill him, you know what I mean? For speaking
And he's an Italian kid, too.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
I
And
also
his
think
family is
somebody
well
else was involved.
Yeah, I feel like there's more to this.
I think
Yep.
More to this.
Carol. That's a good point, Carol.
What'd she say? What'd she say?
Could there be other people involved?
Well, that could be, sure. That could be.
Yeah, because of course you have the conspiracy stories going around and saying that the person on the bike didn't look like the person that was, there shooting. They looked like two different people. One looked like a girl, the other one looked like the guy. So I don't know if they're doing that just to throw you off the scent. You don't know. You just don't know.
One thing I don't get with the whole thing, the reason I say somebody else is helping is because how did this kid know what time this guy was leaving that hotel?
Yeah, good point.
Well, he did a lot of research, and he must know somebody.
Well, didn't the guy, there was somebody watching. It was wee hours of the morning, early morning.
He was on the phone 10 minutes before the shooting. How did he know the guys?
Yeah, I was watching that too. So.
Okay, so he knew where the hotel was that he was staying in, obviously.
Yeah.
He was
He
staying.
knew there was a meeting that was going to take place with.
Yeah, he knew that there was a meeting. So
Yeah.
somebody privied him to all of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's
you
why
think
I'm
he
saying
could've-
he had help.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Either he had help, like she said, or he conned his way into cranking them and talking to them and tricking them somehow. Like, hey, what's this meeting? Or, possibly something like that. Or maybe
Who gets to know where the CEO of United Healthcare is doing?
Right.
I agree with MRE. That's just basic social engineering. He makes some calls and says a couple things, keywords, communicates, has a conversation with a couple different people in the company, and they basically tell him what he's looking for without knowing that they told him what he's looking for.
Yeah. Well, he's smart. He was valedictorian.
But a lot of other things you can just do online. They publish a lot of meetings and schedules and things like that. So it's not
true. Everything's out there now.
It's ain't like the old days. Mrs. Smith's right. Like if you know the computer and shit, you can find out anybody anywhere what they're doing, where they go, and it's probably not that hard. Especially if you're a valedictorian and very smart person like that,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this wasn't woke up today and decided he was going to do this. He etched those words in those bullets.
it was pre-planned.
That tells you,
Yeah. This was well
It was planned out.
planned out.
I
And
want to
they
read
showed
his manifesto. Yeah, I want to read his manifesto.
Around.
That's what I want to see.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Did you see what Cuban B said? He said he was on the phone 10 minutes before the shooting. How did he know the guy's route?
Oh, interesting. Oh.
Again, that goes back to just the research, where it's located, where the meeting's being held, and also the social engineering part where he calls the company and pretends to be somebody. Just ask general questions that would lead somebody to give answers that they don't know they're giving away information, but they do. And he's like, okay, so he knows.
Well, it's very possible either or, right? Because
Who
how
was
easy
on the
it is. You've seen me crank call like Waha's or those stores, and I got talking to them people, and I can make them believe I know people in the store, and they could tell me something, or maybe somebody gave him the info. Who knows?
Right. So if he was on the phone with somebody, that could have been the person. That's why they're checking the phone.
You can track you can track people you know. I mean, I know where my son is out in Arizona. If I wanted to go look and see, so maybe he got his way. Maybe he's smart. He's a smart dude. Maybe he found a wormhole and got into.
But I still think like Carol. I think he's working with somebody else. He can't be working alone.
Nah, totally alone.
You think?
Well, Cuban B says, how did he know what door he would walk out? There's several exits from that hotel.
A lot of research, maybe. This kid's a very smart kid. Now, it's very possible somebody was inside helping him, right? But it's also very possible, like Ms. Smith said, this kid's very smart, right? He knows how to talk to people. He knows to find out which things is which. It can go either way.
You know what blew my mind? The statement from his estranged wife. I guess they're
Oh yeah.
That blew my mind. It's like it was very just matter of fact and kind of cold. It was just matter of fact.
I didn't hear it. What was it?
Well, it was just like we're sorry. No, it was not. It was from the wife. I forgot what it said. Damn it! I should have. It was just cold. It was just cold. We're very sorry at this point right now, and thank you to all who care about. What's his name? Thomas, whatever.
Brian
Thompson
or something like that.
I don't know, but you'll see it if you Google it. You'll see what she put out there.
Didn't the family say something too? Like, well, we don't know. We haven't seen him in a really long time. So that was kind of like cold.
Yes.
Too.
Yes. And just it kind of said to me, huh? I guess they were on not so good terms,
because they've been just covering for him or scared to say that they have seen him. Could that be possible or no?
No, I'm talking about the guy who's dead. His wife put the statement out for the family.
Oh.
The CEO.
And I don't
Brian
recall.
Thompson's soon to be now widow.
Yeah, I don't.
They were living separately too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were in the process of a divorce.
They were in the process of a divorce. Yeah, so I'm sure they're going to look into that.
Oh,
they got to look into that.
Yeah, they will. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Imagine out that they were dating.
Well, he was married, and they were in the middle of getting divorced.
Yeah, they'll definitely look into whether he had any connection to his ex-wife for sure, or his wife.
Sure. Carol Closer. Yeah, apparently they've been separated for a few years. Yeah, that's what they said.
Most likely, this is what my mother thinks it is. But like you said, the guy had back pain, disgruntled person, and he didn't know what to do. But then I have other people who think there's more to that.
Yeah.
Could be.
I think so too.
We'll find out. We'll find out more.
Yeah.
But they're not going to release a bunch of stuff right away, of course, because they don't want it. This is now going into the legal proceedings. They don't want to cause any issues with, the court case. So
what did you think about his lawyer? Mr. Smith, his lawyer. Did you hear his lawyer speak?
I saw headlines. I didn't listen to him because I didn't want to.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
But yeah.
The Pennsylvania lawyer.
Where's he being held right now?
He's in Pennsylvania, Altoona.
No, right? Did he?
He's in state correctional in Altoona, PA.
He's still
because they're fighting extradition for whatever reason.
Yep.
Because he said something about, well, I didn't even hear about any kind of charges that New York was putting against him or something like that. So as far as I'm concerned, they're not pressing any charges against him. I'm like, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it's an attorney. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
my dad was an attorney. He was a defense attorney for a long time. He was a government attorney too. So that's how they operate. You know.
Yeah,
you
I
gotta. You know, you're the person you're representing is innocent. You know.
No, no.
Everybody in jail is innocent. By
Absolutely.
the way, too.
Well, some people are.
Oh, they all. Ask them.
Ask them. Okay.
I didn't do it. I was framed. He did it. Yeah. You know what I mean. But it's that very disturbing thing, and
They could have been going through a really bad divorce, because if it takes a few years, I mean, don't forget this guy was worth a lot of money.
Mhm.
A lot
He
of
said his family was loaded, right?
Well, the shooter's family too. Yeah, but the CEO was billions and billions of dollars.
I can imagine the money.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Billions of dollars.
I just have a tough time getting my hands around one individual deciding that he was going to shoot the CEO of any healthcare. You know what I mean? Like he's alive. I mean, he's not.
Why did he pick that guy?
Why? Well, it's probably his insurance company. I would gather.
Here's an example of someone operating alone. Did the most. John Hinckley Jr. shot Reagan. Right.
Yeah.
So he acted alone. He had no support. He was trying to impress Jodie Foster. Right.
That's right.
That's right.
So maybe this guy was trying to impress, I don't know, the world, saying like, take a stand against these corrupt and giant insurance companies.
Well,
Right,
you know, I'm going with you on that. I get that now. I understand that. And it's a way, America, wake up. Look what they're doing. This is what they're doing.
And what you said, Chuck, this might inspire other people.
Yeah, that's why I said at the very beginning. Yeah, it's gonna, you get the cuckoo heads that want to copycat stuff.
Didn't he scream something like to?
He did.
Yeah, like going
He
into
was going into
And he was going into the precinct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the press, he was screaming something to the press. I don't know what he said though.
Yeah.
Does anybody know what he said?
He said all kinds, like America's had or like we're something basically like wake up people. Like
Yes,
that's right. He did say that. He did say that. Wake up. Look what they're
those weren't
doing.
his exact words, but something to that effect. Like if you listen to him when he said it, you're like, oh crap, he's just saying, he's not actually addressing the media. He's using their microphones as a voice saying, this is enough. Enough is enough with these insurance companies. Wake up, America, kind of thing.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And what were the three words on the casings? There was deny, wasn't it?
Deny, defy, and something else.
Yeah.
Deposed? No.
And that came from a book.
Yes, it
Yes.
did. It was an insurance
Yeah.
book.
Yes, that came from a book. What's
Yeah.
up, Kelly? Yeah, it came from a book. And you might get other copycats after this, right? Especially if somebody, let's say, loses a mom or a loved one, or they don't give them the right insurance. He's going to, look what that other guy did. Very possible.
Yeah, Mr. Smith, I think you said it, that they're all wanting security now, all the CEOs.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah. They all like he had it offered to him and he denied it. Like he said, I don't need it. I'm fine. But that's a very common thing is for them to have that in these big for-profit private corporations, and they offer it to all their main players. But he denied it or declined it, not denied it. He
Right.
declined
He declined it. Yeah.
But
I'll tell you, if I was worth that much, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You know what? Money like that.
Well, they also think that nothing's
what?
going to happen to me.
Right.
You know, like,
Indispensable?
well, no, nothing. They can't get to me. I mean, would you know who he was? I mean, if he was
Absolutely
you
not.
wouldn't know. He's
Nope.
wearing a suit out on the streets of New York,
Right,
Or how would you know? You wouldn't know. He's not. You wouldn't know he's a billionaire. What does a billionaire
He
look
could have
like?
been a watch salesman for all I know.
Yeah.
I had no idea who he was until this happened.
Exactly. Me
Absolutely
neither.
none.
Me neither.
None.
I mean, I guess because we didn't have any need to know. But I mean, do you know the CEO of like any other insurance company? I don't.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Nope.
And it's how, for us, we would not even venture into wanting to know, I guess.
I wonder how much research he did in planning. It must have been a lot to find out all this stuff on this guy.
Absolutely.
Well, here's an example. Like, say they didn't publish, like a lot of things as we talked about can be obtained directly online. But say he did the social engineering thing. He called like their headquarters or whatever they're called, and he said, "Hey, I'm so and so from X insurance company," just making up a name or whatever, and said, "I'm scheduled to have a meeting with whatever this guy's name is on this date and time." And like, "Oh, well, sorry, but he he's not going to be available. He's going to be in New York for this event. So now he's like, oh, well, now I know where he's going to be in this date and time. And then he does a little bit more research and finds out, he goes up and looks up the schedule. Like he goes up and looks up the schedule, the schedule of the event. And then he plots and plans and does a little precursory look-see at the site, looks to see where, the event's being held, the hotels or motels around, things like that. Maybe he sees them going in before all this happens, says, okay, he's staying there.
Right.
And then he sees the door he goes into, and maybe watches them come out of another time. So he's like, okay, that's the door you.
Right.
Well, I mean, I also could go with the phone angle and be able to. Who's that feeding back like that? Is that you? Anyway, the pings. I mean, if you could figure out how to hack into his phone and find out where he is. The pings. Teresa, what's going on?
Is that us?
I'm gonna walk away. Maybe it's me.
Yeah, because I muted. It's not mine. I muted myself. Somebody might have like another tab open of the stream. It's possible.
I've got the YouTube side muted.
Yeah, I'm good. How about you guys?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay.
All right, I'm back. Let's see if that causes it. Nope. Wasn't me.
Angela, that's so unfair.
Chuck it out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. Yeah.
All right, well,
Did you
I
see
guess-
Angela's comment, Teresa?
No, let me see.
Her nephew's a quadriplegic, was in physical therapy. He started moving his fingers, and the insurance company cut him off, said he wasn't getting any better.
Wow.
So no more therapy.
Wow. You know what else I also heard?
God.
I also heard what's coming in this year coming up is that some insurance companies are not going to cover 100% of the anesthesia that you get.
Oh yeah, I read. Yeah, I
Yes.
saw that.
Yep.
What is that going to cause? What are they going to argue?
So-
You can only have
so
this
you're-
much. So if you wake up during the surgery, oh well.
Well, you're going to have to pay for, say, 20% of the
What the
anesthesia.
hell is that?
Yeah, it's going to be like, okay, just lay back. Some of this is going to hurt a little bit, but you'll be all right.
And do
It
you
hurt a
see
little
what
at the
they
end.
charge these anesthesiologists?
Oh my God! It's the anesthesiologists that they charge a lot of money. I mean,
I
we
know.
laugh about that, but holy shit, I'm getting knee surgery in January, so it's like, what the heck?
Yeah.
I mean, really? You're going to say we're only going to cover 80%? If you want the surgery, you got to pay for the 20%?
Unbelievable.
I mean,
Took them
Oof.
15 minutes to remove my gallbladder, and the anesthesiologist had on his bill
I
$25,000
was just going to say $20,000.
Oh
Wow, it doesn't
my
surprise me
God.
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for 15
just-
minutes.
And that's probably just for him. That's probably not even the anesthesia itself.
Yeah, probably.
You know?
That's unbelievable.
Well, they do make a nice cocktail. I gotta say, you're feeling pretty good, and you're not thinking about nothing. Oh
Is
yeah,
there any anesthesia in
there's
there?
some wine. No.
Oh, you got the
No, they
wine?
gave me MJ juice.
Ah, here you go. Some wine. Little sip. Little sip.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so that's how I feel about that, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's pretty much everybody feels the same way. It's just that it bothered me to feel like kind of questionable about him doing it. It kind of, I don't know. I guess it's because I can understand that people can reach a boiling point
Yes.
and reach a point where it's not unreasonable for them to do things like this anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. So I mean, they've got to realize this.
Yeah, people snap. You don't know what kind of day. Mr. Smith, I don't know what kind of day you've been having.
Right.
You know what I mean? We go to the same gas station to get gas, and you cut ahead of me. You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
you don't know.
Exactly.
You don't know what. And people nowadays, they don't give a shit anymore.
No, they
Yeah,
don't.
Yeah. You know.
Well, the worst part of my day was I went to Harbor Freight, which is okay. Then I went to Walmart. And Walmart, everybody knows Walmart is like either
forget
the
about
greatest
that.
show on earth. It's either the greatest show on earth or the most stressful thing.
It's the greatest show on earth.
It's true on both accounts.
Oh my
It's a
God.
shit show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is the most amazing thing.
Yeah.
It
you
is.
can do.
Chuck is like, I am not going.
I just don't.
And I said, come on. Just, I know what I have to get. No, I'm not going in there.
I just never know what I'm gonna see, and it's just crazy. And you know what, Teresa? I got to say this about Teresa. We didn't go to Walmart. We went to Sam's Club, and Teresa was wearing. I don't know what she was wearing, but she always goes out. She doesn't go out like dressed up, like beautifully.
No, not to those stores.
You know, but she went out like she. What did you say? Like
I
you
said
were
I look like I'm
going
to
to
Walmart.
You know?
I had sweatpants
and I looked
on.
at her, and she had like a plaid shirt on with
all different mismatched stuff.
Oh my God.
But I covered it up with
said,
my coat, you know.
So I walked down other aisles.
Yeah, okay. Right. Okay. I don't give a
I can't. I'm sorry. I can't.
I just said, look,
God,
I'll fit in with everybody else.
Mr. Smith, you sound so uppity, but I can't. That's different people. That's just a different thing.
Sam's Club's good.
It is. It's entertaining.
It's all right too, but it's just crazy.
Yeah, somebody else told me that, Angela. They're the
Walmart
cheapest in there. Prescriptions are cheaper in there. Yeah.
They act.
Probably cheaper than CVS and stuff, maybe.
Yeah, oh, I took my stuff out of CVS.
I did too. I went from CVS to Walmart because number one, it's closer, and I can't remember if the price was different though. Different state. I mean, because I'm right in the state line, so I'm from CVS in Maryland to Walmart in PA.
Okay.
And I can't remember if it was better, but
it depends on the Walmart.
What's that?
It depends on the Walmart.
Do they have all different prices?
Yep, they sure
Really?
do. Because I know my medication I get through Price Chopper. It's only $3 a month. Walmart run at $36.
Wow.
Oh, mackerel.
Wow.
What? That's a big difference.
Yeah, I'm a Walgreens person too. Not Walmart.
I know we've experienced with CVS, and the reason that she went there.
Yeah, and then they just because the medicines that we needed, the medicine that we needed, they were always out of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I cannot just not take it.
That's the problem I had with them.
Yeah. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna, and I just now I have it mailed to me from another pharmacy.
Well, they actually not even mail. They drive it up.
Yeah, they drive it up here, and my insurance pays for it. See, that's why
insurance pays for it.
Well, see, that's why I can't complain. I can't.
And it's cheaper.
Yeah.
And it was counterproductive for me for CVS because I take high blood pressure meds, right? And they didn't have them, so my blood pressure goes up.
Yeah, right.
You can't not. You have to have.
You have to have that. You can't just like cold turkey it. It's just like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, anyhow.
So anyway, we were gonna get you updated with. We just looked at the the mock draft.
Oh, we're totally going.
Rule 5.
Totally, she wants to go in a totally different
direction.
We're gonna just
we're gonna like take a.
She wants to just say that Major League Baseball had their Rule 5 draft today, which basically is that Major League teams protect certain players from being drafted by an open forum of other Major League teams who have to pay compensation back to that original team for these players. But they're generally players that are on the cusp of getting to the major leagues that the teams try to hide. They hope to keep them. They don't know if they really want them. But a lot of these guys that have been there for an extended period of time actually get a chance to go to another organization and get an opportunity because these other teams want them. The major league phase of that draft is that if you pick a guy from the minor leagues that's not on a 40-man roster, he has to stay with the major league team for the entire season, which is hard to do. Some teams can do that, very few can. The minor league portion of the draft is that a lot of players can move places, unless you're protected in the AAA, the minor league AAA protection area. So Ryan's kind of, he's just about 6 months out from his Tommy John surgery, and he's doing very, very well on his rehab. But I believe he was protected in the AAA portion of it because, and he's also, as they say, injured. He's on the IL. So I don't even know if he could have been taken. But 5 of his friends were taken from the Giants by other teams, which is kind of happy, kind of sad, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Some guys now have an opportunity to go to another organization and do well, get a chance. So that's that. But Ryan's doing extremely well in his recovery. Big things in the middle of next year. Hope everybody can kind of follow him. If not, we'll give you updated on stuff that was going on. That's all I wanted to say.
Has he been throwing? Is he throwing right now?
So what he's doing right now is they were going to have him start throwing on December 23rd, but they decided to put it off till after the holidays because they don't have a lot of people. They don't have as many people there watching, and they want to keep eyes on. So he's going to start throwing, I believe, the first week of January. But that throwing means that he's just going to through tossing the ball. He just started
pitching, right?
Yeah, no, not pitching. He just started to throw plyo balls with his right arm, which is a light, rubber kind of ball that he was throwing, just kind of throwing it against the wall. Cuban B, yes. I believe that's what's going to happen for him. I think he's going to throw harder on the other side. We had a really good discussion because the reason I brought up the Rule 5 draft is that Ryan can go a free agent after next year, after the end of not next year, but the following year. So he actually had his surgery at a perfect time for him because if he comes back bigger and stronger and puts up the numbers that he was doing beforehand, which he was probably, I don't know, he could have been 75% of his ability, And if he gets an uptick and goes and starts kicking again, not only he's healthy, teams are going to want him. So they'll have to either let him go or protect him or trade him or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I see a lot of positive things. You just need the chance to get in the door at the major league level. That's all you need. And I am glad from a father's perspective that he didn't go to AAA this year. That I'm not going to say I was happy that he got injured, but I know he was hurting, and I know he wasn't 100%. And if he had gotten called up to AAA and failed, and then, his numbers actually were better this year than they were last year. So he left with his numbers being 3.35 ERA for those who know what that means.
Right.
Yeah.
He didn't pitch bad. He pitched very well. So 5 to 7 miles per hour difference. I've heard that. I'm very enthusiastic.
That's a blessing in disguise.
That was almost like, exactly.
Yes.
Because right, listen to this. He might have needed it in 3-4 years down the road. So you have it when you're young. He's strong. Mm-hmm. That he may come, like you said, he might can throw even harder now. Most likely he's going to. Yeah,
he's only 25. Like you said, 3 or 4 years from now, and he's starting to push 30. And then he gets surgery. You're
kind of taking a chance.
But I'm sure his team and other major league teams, they can look at him and his body of work and say he's had Tommy John already. He's 6 months out, or he's 8 months out, or he's in the middle of a good year and he's good for another 7 years.
Right.
We don't even have to worry about him. We could bring him right in. He's ready to go.
Right.
So who knows how fast I think it'll go fast if he's healthy, if he does well. He knows that now. He was a little bit down in the mouth.
Where did they take the ligament?
About it because his life from high school all the way on has been baseball or training. He's one of those guys that just put in the max effort to do where he is, and that's what it takes. Where did you get? He got the ligament. He took the ligament from his leg. They decided they wanted to put a little thicker ligament in.
Yeah, they didn't take it from his.
Yeah, they wanted it
from his forearm.
From his Yeah, they didn't want to take it from his left wrist.
Yeah, because it was a little too.
It was thinner.
Yeah. So they took it from
or
his
it's just as thin as the one that was in his right wrist. So they wanted to put something in that was a little bit stronger, it's showing now because he just now has to do the mental thing, which is trust the fact that his arm is okay now. It's like I'm okay to throw the ball.
He said he was
95 miles an hour again. He's a little, he's
nervous to throw hard. Is he a little nervous?
He's nervous. I wouldn't say he's nervous, MRE, because he hasn't done it, and he doesn't have to do it yet, but he was a little leery about going to the plyo balls. He was throwing plyo balls with both hands, and he was okay. He was a little nervous when he had to go just throw with his right arm, and basically what they do is they just throw kind of sidearm into a wall, so you're just kind of pushing the ball into a wall. But he was worried about, is it healed? Am I healed? Is it going to be a setback?
Yeah.
You got to go through those, those cycles of
thought.
healing. Yeah. So
It kind of does go back to the first topic about the medical. Like, are they covering it? Like, are they like medical insurance and things? Like, are they doing like not giving him any problems and things like that? Like, fully supporting and providing all the coverage that he needs.
100%.
Perfect. So it's working right. Good.
Yes, but he told me that Major League Baseball is even better because they once you get to the Major League Baseball, I guess it's even better. But from what he's doing right now, he's had this surgery, all this rehab. He's
perfect.
He's going to all this rehab, like, because he's working for him.
Yeah.
When did he have the surgery?
July 6th. July 6th.
All right, July 6th he had the surgery.
Yeah, that's when he had the surgery.
Yeah,
that's why it's so good doing it while he's young. Look, he's already bouncing back right
I
now.
know, right?
Yeah.
That surgery has grown leaps and bounds. It has.
Yeah.
It has come a long way.
And they've done really well. This guy, Meister from Texas, I think he said he did 120 of them already, in his young career of doing them. And I guess he's the one that they go to now is this guy, and it's kind of perfective. It's impending. It's going to happen. It's just when. Every pitcher is going to end up either not getting it done and falling to the wayside or getting it done and coming back. And it's the sooner the better.
So that's why the teams, they might call him up. He's got a real great shot because they're thinking, all right, this young guy already had the Tommy John, like you said. Yep. He's good for 7 years. Like.
Yep. We don't have to worry about him having. Now, on the other hand, he hasn't had the Tommy John. Like I said, he goes up to AAA. He's struggling a little bit. They like him, but and he's not really ready to get Tommy John surgery and doesn't have it and starts not doing well. And then he goes and gets it, but they have a bad feeling about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, he did it at a good time. If you asked him, I don't. I think he's still upset about not pitching.
Well, he had a choice. He had a choice, right? He could have waited. He could have not have got it and stuff. He made the right choice.
I will say, yes, he must have had a choice, but I'll also say that this is what we need to do. In other words, you can not get this done, but we're not. You know what I mean? It's like.
It's going to come back and hurt you later if you don't.
Yeah, and you're hurting right now.
Yeah.
And what good are you going to be for us if you get, real bad? And the thing is that they do a. Of course, it was his choice, but of course he said yes.
Yeah.
They have a new thing now where they do. It's kind of like I would say it's kind of like a Band-Aid. It's called a brace. It's called a repair and brace, and they don't do a full-fledged, it's a 6-month turnaround where you can come back in 6 months as opposed to 10 to 12 months, but it's newer. They don't know the longevity of it, how long each one lasts. They do know they have a body of work with Tommy John, full reconstructs because they know pretty much how they're going to last. It's kind of like, it's kind of like getting your knee replaced. Everybody's had a knee replaced. What do they tell you? 15 years?
Yeah. Well, if he didn't get it done, yes, Carol, it would have gotten more damage.
Absolutely would have.
Because
it was inevitable. It was inevitable for every pitcher that's going to get more and more and
he
more.
He had
and
that dull ache. I'm like, what does it feel like? He's like, it just feels like it's dull and achy. It just, like it's always there.
Yeah.
But he would just pitch the crap out of the games and come through it like a trooper.
He actually had a little fracture.
Yes.
Too. There was a little fracture.
That the only doctor that found that out was Meister. Meister, yeah. The other two doctors didn't find it.
Yeah, they found a little fracture in there, which was saying that it was going to, the the bone was going
Yeah,
to, it was going to
absolutely.
break,
Yeah.
and then you were going to tear off, which was
So yeah,
harder to come back
he
from.
definitely
Yeah.
did it at the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's where he is at.
It's out in Arizona. Not loving it. Loves the East Coast.
He wants to come back.
Wants to move to Delaware or Rhode Island or Connecticut, or he likes.
Well, Delaware and Rhode Island are the two smallest states in the country. So
Yeah,
He likes trees,
he likes
grass.
and trees, and he likes green. He says, "Mama, I like green. There's nothing green out here. It's all
All the mountains,
desert.
dirt and stuff.
desert."
Yeah.
Do they have any green like part of Arizona where it's like like a little woodsy or anything?
I think there is actually. I don't know yes, he told me because he went there.
Was it Tempe?
No, it wasn't Tempe.
Oh,
Where did they go?
Scottsdale.
It was a weird name.
Mm,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Does anybody know about Arizona?
I know a little bit. Phoenix, Tucson, Sedona. I've been all there, but no
Sedona.
woods. Really, mostly
Yeah.
cities and desert.
I remember
Yeah,
that
desert.
movie Can't Buy Me Love, and that was in Arizona.
There was a place that he went to that was nice. He said it was green and all that kind of stuff. And I can't. I'll come up with it. I'll probably be off the show before I come up with it. I'll text everybody and I'll tell you all what it was.
So send
Probably
your
northern.
Just put your numbers right in there.
yeah, right.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
they
yeah.
really want to know.
Had to have been northern Arizona, like the
Yeah.
northern.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but they drove there because there's a lot of hiking, and they went hiking into this area. It's not coming to me. It's kind of a weird name.
Oh, we drones around here. Well,
drones.
I think one or two, but they still don't. They're still not telling us what they are.
I
They're
haven't
still not
seen
telling
any.
us.
Yeah, what's going on with
I don't
that?
know what those drones are.
I heard there's
for.
like Flagstaff. Maybe it is Flagstaff, Cuban B.
Oh, maybe Flagstaff.
I think it might be because that's Flagstaff. They have big
They have
billboards
big
out there.
billboards out there. Go, yep, that's.
I think you're
Flagstaff.
right. I think it could be Flagstaff.
Yeah, that's right.
They say they have the drones flying for Google Earth. Is that true that they fly around to take pictures for Google Earth?
At night.
I don't think so.
Maybe not at night. No, that's
Yeah,
I don't
I
think so either.
we were also thinking about because UPS, the post office, FedEx, and Amazon were all testing drones, and there's a lot of facilities out here like that, the big factories, the warehouses. So we're like, are they testing those drones for packages? Maybe I don't know, but
Maybe.
they didn't seem like they were dropping any packages. So
No, they weren't coming down. They were just hanging out. It's like
just
I don't
like
know.
hovering and just going around.
There is a lot of talk about them going to that, where you're going to get a package just drop out of the sky.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Well, dropped on your lawn.
well, that's
or
what I
something
mean. They're
like
going to
that.
just come out of the sky,
I
drop
remember
on
they
your
used to
lawn.
show us these things a lot. We're like, I wouldn't be okay with somebody with a drone dropping a package on my lawn. I wouldn't be okay with that.
Did you see the guy recently that shot at the Walmart drone?
No.
The old man, he came. I forget what state it was, but he came out and shot at it. He got in trouble, of course, but he shot at it. But they use smaller drones because they're very limited as to what they can deliver. But yeah, he went outside and went to town on this drone. And,
They can't deliver heavy stuff, obviously. But they can, like those bags, they can drop the bags off. If you need medicines, they can get medicines to you. Like if there's, a storm and the trucks can't get through, stuff like that. I
They
guess
use them in prisons. People use the drones to drop cigarettes in prisons all the time.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah.
that must be fun.
What do you mean, being in a prison?
Yeah.
or-
Okay. So that makes sense. Okay. So are there prisons in that? Because it's in New Jersey. A lot of these are in New Jersey. There's like 5 or 6 of them. I know they were near like Trump's golf course down there, and
Yeah, they were in Bedminster area a lot.
yeah, and some other facility, maybe an artillery base or something like that.
They've been around here too. I
Yeah.
guarantee they're not prison related. They're not Walmart
I don't think
related.
so.
They're not prison related.
But I was going to say, because we've got plenty of prisons around here, so I'd love to see maybe those drones were for the prison.
I have a pretty good. We'll just call it an instinct that they have the federal government at least has a pretty good idea of what it is if it's not them. the U.S. government, but they have a pretty good idea, I'm sure, because that kind of crap doesn't go. Obviously, it's noticed, but
Right.
they can't hide it. Like they're trying
No.
to figure out, like, what do we do?
Yeah,
What do we do
exactly.
now?
You could tell that they're trying to make up something. You could tell. It's like they're totally lying.
Yeah, they are.
It's
So what do
like
you
Governor
think
Murphy came on and he was just like, well, we think we might, and then I'm like, yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Get the plug. Go ahead. You can talk then.
The batteries on.
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Do you think they think some people think they're aliens, these drones in the sky?
Yes. Well,
Aliens? So they've been New Jersey, but they were first reported like all around Norfolk, like all the naval bases and Air Force base and all that stuff down Virginia and stuff, and then New Jersey. They've been around here, and I mean that knows I've talked about. I live in the Triangle of Death, so you got Camp David, you got Raven Rock, the underground Pentagon, you got Site C, like big major military complexes, and they've been around here, not as much, but I mean, come on, like if these things are over military bases,
yes.
for sure, unlike the Chinese weather balloons, for sure if there's that many that are flying around, they're going to take them out unless they knew exactly what they were, what they were before,
Right.
and they're probably doing it themselves.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly right. That's what I said. They're doing it themselves.
Except for that poor old guy and wherever that tried to shoot the Walmart down.
Did he get arrested?
Sorry.
The Walmart.
He got arrested because he was in a neighborhood. Like he was just in like a basic residential neighborhood, and one of his neighbors was getting a delivery. He went out and just.
I could see people doing it. I really could see
absolutely.
People I have a couple neighbors down the street here. I know that was
Target practice.
Oh, I know. I know.
But they're going to know they're going to have to pay for the drone, right? The Walmart.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Chris Trock, what you said that there's a Fox says there's a ship in the coast of Jersey controlling them. They don't know what it is.
Oh, yeah, the Iranian mothership. Yeah, that's
the mothership. Yeah,
The mothership.
that's
Well,
what
the
that's
children
what
in
people.
Ukraine, the people who fly those drones are like a bunch of dudes sitting in a basement or somewhere with like drinking Pepsi, and it's like a video game. It's crazy.
I'm just going to say it. I'm just MRA. I'm just going to say it's Trock in his car with a bunch of drones looking for bodegas.
I think it's like balloons from China. Oh yeah, remember the balloon from China? They didn't shoot down. They let that balloon that came through here. United States.
Yeah, they let. Yeah, they. Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully that will. Hopefully Trump can get in there and do some good stuff. Because what Biden is doing is just trying to cause World War III before he gets in. They're causing
Yes,
trouble.
he is. This way, Donald has to clean it up, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, look at all the money they're spending now.
I know.
Okay, before he gets in.
They don't care how much money they. Yeah, they don't. They're not caring about how much money they spent now because it's all going to be on him. And
you knew that Hunter Biden was going to be
pardoned.
Of course.
Yeah.
Everybody knew that.
He even said he wasn't going to do it. But no, he is going to do it. Come on.
Well, that's what looks so bad. Him, telling everybody with Trump's indictment, you're weaponizing that stuff. We got to do it. Nobody's above the law, no matter who you're related to. And then he pardons his son. Like I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. So full of shit.
It was, of course, that was going to happen.
Now, what he should have done was pardon Trump and his son at the same time if he was smart, right?
I know.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that would have been a good touch. That would have been a good touch right there for the whole Democratic Party a little bit because they're.
Yeah.
Well, did you hear the other rumors that he's looking to pardon Schiff and them before Trump gets in so that they can't go after them? I'm sure
he will pardon all of those people.
Pardon Schiff?
Liz Cheney too. Everybody from the January.
What did they do? What did they do?
Schiff started that whole thing with the Russia thing and all that crap.
The dossier. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, he'll do that. He'll do that before he goes.
Well, they're all worried, right? Because even though Trump said, "I'm not going to take political revenge. My revenge is my success," he's going to.
Oh, they're terrified. Yeah, they're terrified.
Yeah, they are. That's
well,
a
look,
great word.
Ray resigned.
Yeah,
The
he
head of-
did.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the FBI director resigned today,
Well,
right?
they are
Yes.
terrified. They're all.
Yeah.
He's. Oh man. He's
They're
just
all
the
gone.
guy. He's just the
Well,
guy.
FBI guy, he sent people in there to go through his wife's clothing. He hates them. They went through her clothing and everything, Melania
Yeah.
Trump.
No doubt.
Well.
No doubt at all.
They went through.
They could do whatever they feel they could do whatever they
Yes,
want.
they did. When they raided the house in Mar-a-Lago, they went through that woman's personal underclothing and stuff. Those
What?
hands.
What a bunch
Yep.
of sickos.
Yep.
What do they need to go through her?
They want to humiliate and
Oh.
question.
To totally show their power.
That's true. That's true. It's humiliation and dominance. To
Yes,
say,
that's
hey,
exactly what it is. Humiliation.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see the end of the first month of the year.
Okay.
What happens?
All right. We
because
have to have a meeting. We're back here at the end of January.
I'm looking forward to the show. You know
Well,
what I mean?
he's only president-elect. He's more presidential than Biden ever could be.
Isn't that crazy?
Already.
Isn't that crazy how I find that really crazy that he would what president has done that is like what he's done. Have they all named their cabinets like everybody like so early like this? I don't
know. Do they name them this early?
Well,
Yeah. So most
Yeah.
yeah, they're fixed. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, they're cabinet. Yes.
they do? Okay.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They have to have everything.
I guess everything
Well,
in
their
place.
ducks in a
Transfer
row.
of power.
Right.
Transfer of power.
They have
I
to
just
have
hope he
before
learned his lesson.
January 20th, right?
Yeah, January 20th. I just hope he learned his lesson and drain the swamp. No, I heard rumors of Mike Pompeo coming in. I hope that's not true. We don't need the Bolton neocon guys, these warmongers
Yeah.
Mhm.
in there.
Did you see? What's that?
Go ahead.
Did you see the domineering handshake with French President Macron?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's happened
Pull them
before.
in, like pulling them in,
He shook from up, like he
Yep.
like went down like this, right? Like
and shook
lot of-
like domineering.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the second time he's done that to him. And the first time he was like real embarrassed. His handlers were like, "Well, just be prepared. You're going to do it again." Well, he did it again, and still. He just came in like,
well, I think he called him like Governor Trudeau. So-
Yeah, the governor.
Governor. Yeah. I love what he said to Canada.
What'd he say?
Become the 51st state.
yeah, he told
Doesn't work
Trudeau.
out.
If it doesn't work out, you can become the 51st state.
Didn't he tell Trudeau that at the MR
Yes.
logo? Yeah.
Yes, and he told him he could be the governor of Canada.
That's right.
Our
That's
51st
right.
state.
That's
What a
right.
whack.
He did.
Oh
What a
my
whack.
God.
He's a wacko.
Oh,
That's
man.
awesome.
Holy crap.
He's too much, man.
We'll find out. We'll find out in January.
I just hope that he helps us, all of us,
Mhm.
the middle class people. I assume
The hard.
some of us aren't
working
middle
people.
class, and I don't know if there's a lot of.
Some of us have.
Maybe there are some upper class people watching this, but
Sometimes we can be classes.
Yeah, we need
Well,
some help.
MRE and I work behind the scenes with the company, so
The firm.
But,
What is he? What, he's blushing, man. I can see that
know,
right
I
here.
know. I can't wait. We got to take it. We're going to take a trip down to see you, Mr. Smith, and we promised them already that we're going to come up there for a
Yeah,
coffee.
New England. Mr. Smith, funny you said that. There's people that a few times you said that believe that. Well, I heard one guy say, him and that other guy were in the CIA together.
I know,
Oh my
it's great.
God!
It's great.
Yeah, I love it. Don't you love it? They're so gullible. I mean,
That's
I get a kick out of it.
that's how I started talking. Like I
Mhm.
said that on Angels once, of all places. I said, "Yeah, we were in the CIA together and blah blah." blah.
CIA, yeah, and they believed it.
They just ran with it. I'm like, this is great.
I know, isn't it good? It's good. It's good. They just took it and that was it. And they must have did about 48 shows on it, right?
Oh my god.
Oh, they always say, like, well, those guys knew each other. Like, look, say to them.
I knew it. I knew they knew each other. I knew they look like CIA people.
Yeah, we met at Camp Perry.
I know. You go on here, and I mean, Chuck and I were. They're like, "Oh, what do you do?" Well, we work for the government. What?
Yeah.
And they're like,
Work for
all
the
of a sudden,
government.
their demeanor changes.
Well, you know that guy Nick Venti, the mailman Nick. He's got a good channel. He was a government employee too. Yeah, I
Yes.
watch him also.
Yeah, he's cool. I like him. He's a nice guy.
He's a twin. He's got a twin brother
I
too.
saw that. An identical twin.
Yeah, I told him, why don't you send your brother live and say it was you and bust her, mess with him.
Yeah, really, because they really do look alike.
Oh,
Wow.
identical.
Unbelievable.
Marie, I have to work in the circus to make extra money for Christmas. Can you put a good word in for me?
Yes, I will, Trock. Don't worry.
Can we be monkeys in your circus? Can we be monkeys?
I'm a professional juggler.
Chris Trock is funny dude.
Yeah,
Man.
he's funny. He's funny.
We don't have circuses up here no more, thank God.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know. Do we still have the circus down the
I don't
city?
think so. You can't abuse animals anymore. You can't even abuse
But
even clowns.
don't they still have Ringling Brothers down in the city?
Yeah, they have certain things, but they don't use the elephants and certain animals. And
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
remember the elephant that killed that guy?
Yeah,
Oh, that was
yeah.
okay. So they used to have like a traveling circus that went around from all the towns and stuff. And I'll never forget this. This was back in the 80s, Chuck, or the 90s? No, it was in the 90s. And it was over here in Port of Dutchess somewhere. And so they ended the show, and all the animals, they go back to feed them and everything. And then everybody goes to sleep, right, I guess. And they got their trailers in the parking lot and stuff. And all of a sudden, we hear like sirens and freaking, I don't know, fire department. I mean, everybody's going down there. We're like, what the hell's going on? Somebody broke into where the elephants were.
Wow.
And the elephant backed up on this guy and crushed him to death. Against the wall, put him against the wall and crushed him to death. Like just ran. I mean, I guess he was
I'm laughing at
around
something.
him, and he just ran him back up against the wall and just like pounced on him and he crushed him.
Well, there's crazy people that try to break into these places and pet the animals or whatever. Like the guy who broke in SeaWorld, this hippie-ish guy. He broke in. He wanted to swim with Tilikum, the whale down in Florida. That's at SeaWorld. And Tilikum ate him. He ate the guy, because he was like, a hippie. He wanted to swim with an orca, right? So he jumped in that pool, and that was the last time he ever jumped in.
Yeah.
Wow.
And elephants do it too, especially with elephants. They're abused with they have the bullhorn. They use this hook. It's these two hooks that all elephant trainers carry, and they put it in their eyes, their ears, their anus to make them move and stuff. So when they drop that hook, a lot of times the elephants attack and go after them because that's the only thing that makes them do the tricks is they're scared being bullied into them.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I get it.
Yeah, one in India went on a rampage all through the city. It was going nuts. It's a crazy.
Wow.
Well, like I said, everybody's got their breaking point.
Yes.
Everything has their breaking point. Yes. They put up with so much.
They do.
Chris, so the judge is Chris.
The judge.
Oh, Chris, my brother. I thought Chris was his brother. Never mind.
The Judge Us. Hello, you're new. I haven't seen you. Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey founded April 10th.
Closed in 2017.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they competed at first. One ran like the animal show, and the other one ran like a freak show. So
That's right. I saw
So
a documentary on that. Yeah.
yeah, so they combined it right there and put it together because there was a lot of the early 20th century. There was so many, side shows, Coney Island, like tent shows that would go all over the country with, with all kinds of freak shows and stuff like that. It was very popular back then.
Anybody ever go to Ringling Brothers? You did?
Oh, yeah.
I did.
I think I went 3 times as a child growing up. My grandparents took us.
I don't remember ever doing it.
And you know what I liked the best about the whole circus? There was these little lights that they gave you on a like a plastic string. Carol, do you remember those?
Yes.
And it looked like a lighter. Like you opened it up like a lighter, and it was a flashlight, and you used to like
Yes.
swing them around like this, so everybody would swing their lights around.
Yeah, I had one.
Did you have one? I love those things.
I had one of them.
Those are cool.
I think those were meant to confuse the clowns in a little car. When they got out, they just fall down.
Hey, don't make fun of my family.
I was going to say don't make fun of Trop. But
Yeah.
Oh my God.
poor Trop, he takes
You
such
guys are
abuse
sick.
from us.
Well, so, but all of them are taking heat for like all these things, from SeaWorld to
Yeah.
all animals activists are getting all over that, and I don't blame them, because a lot of those animals, those tigers. I used to work at the Civic Center. Truck worked there with me too.
Oh wow.
They would bring them in on semi trucks, big trucks, and that whole truck is filled with animals. Seeing them get taken out in crates. You see this big paw come out. It's like crazy. It's like, wow, how many hours are these poor animals stuck in there?
Aw.
Yeah.
I know. I think they do kind of abuse them like that. It is. It's
Well, they do. I mean, I get,
No, they're not meant to do that.
I don't know. I get
right?
kind of soft, but when you start seeing, I guess I can understand how people could be vegetarians, because you start seeing how animals can be
they
like
could
human, because they're so many of them are getting humanized. They're
Mhm.
dogs are perfected being humans, because they act like humans.
Yeah, they can actually
mirror
talk with you
they-
sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like
and
weird.
and you can see feelings like I've watched, maybe they're doctored, I don't know, but I see a lot of stuff, different documentaries on animals being humanized. They're like showing feelings towards each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
and
get it.
so it is kind of, you are abusing them. They're
Well, it's definitely the orcas. It's shown, proven fact, where
yeah.
the babies get taken, the mothers and stuff are all crying and
Yep.
going nuts, and they have languages. They're so intellectual, and not only that, very smart. They're supposed to swim thousands of miles a day. So when you put them in a little swimming pool now, that's why their fins go down.
Right.
And elephants in captivity, you'll never see an elephant in the wild shake his head up and down like you see them at the circuses. That's a form of anxiety and mental problems.
Is it really? Oh wow,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, you'll
And
never see them
Marie,
doing
even
that.
at the zoos, you see the elephants do that.
Yes, only at those places. Yeah, because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times they were stuck in circuses or the zoo thing, and it's they don't get to walk. Elephants also walk thousands of miles a day.
Yeah, that's
Roads
true.
through the tundra.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
You
very
also-
emotional, very sensitive animals. Man, like they're very people don't realize. Look how big their brains are. Their memories, emotions.
They're
So
not
when you
doing
look
the
at their
tusk
eyes-
thing anymore. Do they do that tusk thing anymore?
Poaching them.
Yeah, all of this till this day, people are poaching them
For
still.
what? For
Oh, yeah.
what?
Ivory.
For the ivory.
We
And
don't
for
even see
sport,
ivory. There used to
sickly
be a
for
lot of
sport.
ivory.
I don't like those people that go over there and pay thousands and thousands of dollars to kill an elephant,
Oh my God, I know.
kill a beautiful lion. For what
Mhm.
reason did you
I
You
know.
didn't have to eat him, and you didn't have to survive off the land. You're just going to, and you're not really even hunting them. They're like there's a bunch of park people driving you right up to shoot them. No matter what, it's wrong. But
Yeah,
Right.
it's a sport. They
I
do it
agree.
as a sport.
I agree.
Look
Yeah,
what they
do it
did
as-
with the leopards too, just to make a coat out of them.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep.
And then even though the ivory is legal, they find a way to smuggle it into other countries, including
they
the U.S. So,
Is
Yeah,
ivory worth a lot of money now? Or
yeah,
yeah.
Is it really?
it's
Okay.
always been worth big money and still is to this day. Ivory worth big money.
They make it into little statuettes. They make it into jewelry. They make it into
Yep.
Jesus Christ, they make it into gun
So-
grips for guns. I'm like, what?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they do it on the gun handles. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah,
why?
the fancier
That's
ones.
right, they do.
Yeah.
Yep. And look what I got. So look what I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same with the hunters. Like, hey, look, I paid $50,000 to go shoot this beautiful friggin' elephant in Africa.
Yeah, no, I don't. Listen, I don't have any problem nowadays with. I'm never going to do it. I'm not a hunter, but I have friends who are hunters that thin out the deer population.
Yeah, those are real hunters. God
Those
bless
are
them.
real hunters, right? Absolutely.
Yeah, they're not sickos doing it
Yeah.
for
Right, for
thrill to
sport.
look cool or for a sport.
Yeah.
You know, and there are places where, like you said, you're going to thin out. Deers kill a lot of people,
Yep.
right? Going across highways.
Yes, they do.
streets.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Yeah. And there's too many of them. A lot of them will starve to death.
Well, they'll starve to
Yeah.
death. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So in that respect, you have to, and since we demolish all the woods all the time to build something,
Oh,
gotta go
God,
from there.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
all the land
yeah.
they're losing, that happened over here
Yep.
where I'm at too. And not only that, if somebody wants to live out in the woods off the land, they have every right to hunt to live, right? Like
yeah.
there's no problem with that.
No,
Well,
I
you
don't
have
have any problem with that. But giraffes, elephants,
Yeah, that's crazy.
just to kill them and leave them,
I mean, really, what giraffe?
I've seen that's a big thing. Killing giraffes. I've seen pictures. Those multi-billionaire guys, they go out there on the African
They
safaris.
have
and
they better
they
find
show
something else
pictures
to
of
do.
giraffes.
They have
Yeah,
to
big
when you have
money.
too much money, you
Yeah.
get bored.
Yeah.
There's big money in that, Chuck. Even the
Mhm.
people who take them out, like the guides and stuff.
Oh, the
there's
guides, yeah.
huge money out there.
Yep. Not everybody gets to do it, but look what I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you, pal. You killed the freaking giraffe.
Yeah, good for
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
I'm proud of you.
Why would anybody want to kill a giraffe anyway?
I mean, for what purpose?
Or an elephant or a giraffe. I mean, maybe a giraffe is stampeding in a village, and you got to kill the giraffe. I mean,
That's different,
Stampede
right?
your house, yeah. You gotta,
but I mean, that ain't happening.
No.
So I just don't get that. I never
Yeah, I can
realized.
see if you wake up in your village one day, you see a stampede of giraffe come, and you got to kill them. That's great. But to go kill them,
Yes. Yeah.
just sit
Go out there
there
and the giraffe is picking some freaking grapes out of a
just
tree,
with his little lips and
has
his
no
grape.
idea, and you go and shoot him,
And
kill
then
him.
all of a sudden, boom!
Yeah.
And that's it.
And
It's like,
that-
I was just eating a grape. Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
and unlike elephants for the ivory, there's nothing you're taking from that.
Nothing. Do they take a giraffe skin? Do they make giraffe stuff?
There's going to be
I don't know.
something they take as a prize, right? I'm not sure, but they got to take
There's got to
something.
be. There's
Take
got
that.
Probably take the head, yeah.
There's got it.
Ew.
I mean,
Have it mounted and look, I caught
and
a
it's not
giraffe.
even, and it's not that.
And the grape is still in
I mean,
its
it's
mouth.
not even a thrill of the kill. It's
I know.
just, it's simply the kill, because it's like, well, I'm going to take you, like you said, Emery. I think you said this. I'm going to take you to this place. You're going to get one.
Isn't that
You know?
like kind of
Yeah.
caveman stuff, right? God,
That's what they do.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a bunch of guides who know just where these animals are. They're not hunting them, really. Really, you're just driving in a bunch of Jeeps. You paid a big money to shoot them, you know?
Yep. Have a nice
And
weekend.
depending on where you go, especially in the
Please
states,
come
aren't these,
again.
like, these little hunting, there's actually a fence in some places. So like the animal's backed into the corner of the fence. They're like, oh, I got him.
Yeah.
And like, the animal can't go
Oh,
anywhere.
man.
What a hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes I wish them
boy.
maybe they should come back. See, their karma should be come back as a giraffe in a fenced-in place. What do you think?
Maybe we should start teaching animals how to shoot back.
Or spit grapes.
Make it interesting.
Well, I don't know. I'm going back to way back in our conversation. I think we're going to see vigilante stuff going on again, and I don't know how it's going to go.
Oh yeah, definitely we're going to see.
Oh, there's
that.
always
I
yeah.
feel
you're
it. I feel it. I just feel it.
There's
gonna be
always one that
copycat.
sparks it off. I agree with him. I think there is going to be more vigilante stuff on, like, big corporation people or others, stuff like that. That's definitely going to happen.
Yep.
Supposedly he hated capitalists.
Oh, is that right?
That's what they said.
Who did? Who
The
did?
shooter.
Oh, the shooter hit him. Yeah, I was
Right, you might not like a form of government. That's okay, but you don't hurt people. You
No,
don't go kill somebody. I don't like communists, right? But I'm not going to go kill someone who believed in communism.
No,
Right.
I know. I know. It's just it's like I can't get my hands
Well, like
around
he
the whole
said, I
thing.
mean, I bet you, like they said, I mean, maybe it was Angela that said it, but probably maybe the medication he's taking is just made him
Yeah.
off the wall,
Yeah,
That's very possible too.
he freaking just lost it.
and he just lost it. People just
maybe he had a couple of friends of his die. Maybe there was people.
Maybe.
I don't know. Who knows?
We'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll
I
find
think
out.
we'll find out.
Well, and notice, looking from the Trump shooter, right? I don't see nothing on that guy. Like, we don't really know much about those guys.
No, they made sure they took that right.
That was killed fast off the news cycles.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
that was a huge thing.
that
like-
went disappearance. There was nothing.
That's why it's kind of not
Makes you twist your head like,
this, like the dogs do. What?
Yeah.
oh,
Like, why aren't there documentaries, or why ain't this on Dateline, or
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it just went bye, and that's it.
Well, because there's bigger things happening.
What,
Yeah.
like drones over New Jersey?
I'm gonna just say that I'm gonna say that guy didn't act alone.
no, I couldn't know.
The guy that shot Trump. The guy that shot Trump.
What's
in
the
the
odds, right? If we have to believe what the main thing is,
Yeah.
all the rhetoric from the Democrats made these guys go crazy. And what's the odds of these two people wanting to kill a president just because of the crazy rhetoric? You know, there's got to be more to it.
Yeah, just because of that. Yeah, no, there's that it's that bigger thing. Again, conspiracy theories, I guess, kind of get everybody. We go down rabbit holes like crazy.
It's Angel.
Well, remember what conspiracy theorists came from. The CIA made that word up so people wouldn't ask questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that would back off a little bit there. But yeah, I could get that.
Right.
I mean,
Well, remember they had a bit like this, I don't know, in the 70s. I think it was in the 70s where they had that vigilante guy. Who was that vigilante guy that shot those the gang people on the trains?
Bernard Getz in New York City, and that was in the 80s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was in the 80s. Okay.
Bernie Getz in the 80s.
That's it. Bernie
Oh,
Getz.
oh,
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, he started a little kind of a frenzy, and then after that, there was a little bit of stuff going on.
Yeah, you had the
Look at that
movie
Marine that just got off in New York.
Yes, Penny.
Okay,
Penny.
which
Yeah.
I'm glad he did.
Who was
Yeah.
he?
No, me too. Me too. But now they're already starting.
Oh,
They're
of
already-
course they are.
Mhm.
And Sliwa created the Guardian Angels and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And
What
the
about the
Guardian
Las
Angels
Vegas
were
shooter?
worthless.
Yeah, the Las Vegas shooter. I forgot. About
Yeah,
that.
I don't like Sliwa because he's a habitual liar, but he did try to do a good thing. I guess it is okay to walk around with people to help people on subways, but he went too far and made lies up about people attacking him and that.
Yeah, no, he did. He lied. I mean, if you want to have something like that, and then get a leader that's not going to be putting lies out. He was. Yeah. No.
Because that was his big thing. He would fake like they would be jumped by like skinheads, and he would spray paint swastikas on his buildings and act like they were attacked. And the whole time it was him and his buddies doing it. To get
Well, because he wanted that 15 minutes of fame. He wanted
Mhm.
that. So he's
Yeah.
going to get it no matter what.
well,
Yeah.
And
People
people
like
believe
it's a noble thing. It's a noble thing to try to walk through train stations to help people, right? That's a noble thing. But
Yeah.
when you get it to your head where you're a cop and, it's just probably more trouble than anything.
Yeah.
And Maureen, let me tell you something. When I was working for the criminal defense attorney in New York City, we had at least 5 of those guardian angels come into the office that were arrested at least 15, 20 times saying that the cops set them up. Okay?
Yeah, they're known for that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's why he's not respected. Really, like I said, they did some good things, like different chapters over the country. I'm sure they helped a lot. Like walking through the subways probably deterred a lot of crime.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But you can't go and act vigilante stuff and lie too.
I think we need a Charles Bronson or a Dirty Harry kind of character.
well, I don't
on
know
each
if
train.
I don't know if we need that, but I think we're going to have
I
that.
think that if we had one on each train, you think you're going to have trouble with that?
Well, Teresa, it's about.
I would love that.
Teresa, it has a lot. You're getting into what
Go ahead, make my day.
Well, you're getting into if everybody had a gun,
Yeah, well.
would be so likely to shoot.
Well,
think-
if New York put the transit cops back on the subway, they wouldn't have such a problem, would they?
Right, that's true.
Oh, the transit cops are not on the subways?
Not really.
Not a lot of them.
The transit
New
police.
York is getting so. It's sorry to cut you off, Mr. But it's getting more dangerous than it was in the 70s. They say.
Mr. Smith, why aren't they putting any more transit cops down there? Where are they?
Because there are no more transit cops. The New York City Transit Police were dissolved and they were absorbed into the New York City Police Department.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
They assign NYPD cops to the, like to the buses and the trains and things like that, but they don't have enough, obviously. No. But I mean, there's 40-some thousand NYPD cops, but yeah, there's no more New York City Transit cops. It hasn't been that way for quite some time.
Mr.
Really?
Smith, let me ask you a question. If you were a New York City cop today, okay, would you really want to work in the city with the way they run their justice system?
That's a great question.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be a cop anywhere in this country right now.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No,
I mean,
at this
what
point in time,
what are you going to do? What are you going to be able to do?
Yeah, you don't have.
Yep.
You just don't have the freedoms that you used to have as a cop to do stuff like
Yeah,
that.
if you arrest somebody, God forbid, and they lie on you, or
Well, I think
touch them
anything
the
else?
wrong
Not only
way.
that, not only that, what did they do? They're like brought in and released.
Yeah.
Yes,
Those
catch and release.
Brought in, released, catch, let go.
And in that regard, the catch and release thing, I think that shit's coming to an end. And that's why I said, look forward to the beginning of next year and the next, 4
Because
years coming up. I think that's
I
over.
heard Mayor Adams say something about that. That he wanted to get
He
that.
should be ashamed of himself because he's ex-NYPD.
Correct.
Yeah, he is.
You're right.
Yep.
Wasn't he
Okay.
transit? He was transit, right?
He went transit, then went city.
Oh, okay. That's it.
Yeah.
And he has done nothing to back those officers. The only
Correct.
thing you hear, the
Yep.
only reason you're hearing from him now is because he's up for re-election and he's in
Oh,
so
of
much
course.
trouble himself.
Well,
Yeah,
that
that's
well,
correct.
all that
That's-
other stuff that we don't hear about right now either.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of went by a little bit. All the they were asking for him to step back, leave. You don't even hear that now.
No.
And that
the P. Diddy stuff.
Yeah, you couldn't pay me $1 million. They're talking about trying to hire back for my agency. They're talking about trying to hire retired cops. They have to change the law to be able to do that. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
no
you couldn't pay me
How could you do that? Yeah, how
And
could
$1 million.
you do that with none of the powers basically that you used to have, or the ability to do something? Now
Look,
you
and I'm
don't.
not going to lie. I made good money by the time after 30 years. I was making 6 figures.
Mhm.
I'm not going to lie. I was making good money, but you couldn't pay me $1 million a year to go back
No.
to doing that crap. There's no way.
You have to be a real. You have to be a real special kind of a person to. I mean, not that you're not special, Mr. Smith, because you are, but you know what I'm saying. To go back and under these circumstances.
Well, nowadays, but
Yeah.
like new people coming in who didn't know, didn't go through the times where he was doing it
Right.
and had the ability to do is like my father was a correction officer, and he was when he first started, he was able to carry a billy club and a gun. To when he retired, he couldn't do anything.
That's right. When I started, they gave me a 357 revolver, a nightstick, a straight nightstick, a pair of cuffs.
Yep.
And I had like we trade off a portable radio, like the shifts change. Like here's the radio. Is the battery charged? I'm not sure. Like that was it.
Yeah. Right.
That was
Not
it.
only that, you pull somebody over or something, right? And they scream racism or something.
Well, now,
You
yeah.
lose
Now they
your-
do.
everything's
Yeah.
gone.
Well,
Yeah.
because now because they know if they do that, it'll be an easier time for them, But back then it was like
back
we
then,
were scared shift.
well, there was a deterrent.
Yeah,
There was a
yeah.
system of checks and balances. Police were there to have you not go rape that lady.
Right.
They were there. So you're going to get in trouble. You didn't do it. Now, what are the repercussions? What happens when you rape somebody? How much time do you spend in jail? Probably not long. And you're back out on the street. We don't have mental health. Remember when that's really the reason why they got rid of mental health facilities, I believe, is because everybody was claiming that they were insane.
Right.
It's
right,
like
right.
I
That's true,
shot
there
5
were.
people and I was out of my mind.
Yeah, I was out of my mind.
So I went to a mental health facility and had a good life, and everybody was locked up in there. Nowadays there is none. So what do you do? And we have We got a place right over here that it's closed down. We have no facilities anymore to put anybody in. Aren't they all like at the local level anymore? I mean, there's hardly any facilities
I don't
anymore.
know.
for
I don't
people.
know.
I don't know.
I don't even know.
So it's kind of like opening the door to go ahead and do stuff. What are we going to do?
They shut down a big state one here, so yeah, I get that. They shut down a big state facility here.
We had a big
We
state
had
one too.
downstate, which was a maximum security prison where all of the big people that did badass things went through there at one point because they would be there and then put into another facility afterwards.
It was a holding.
It was a holding area
Mhm.
until you were put into another area, and they got rid of that. And now they're going to try to open it up for senior housing.
Mhm.
They're trying-
The unfortunate thing, the really unfortunate thing I've seen is I was actually an instructor too back when I was on the job, but afterwards I've seen now like all these young kids coming out, like they're having a hard time hiring people to be cops, period.
Yes, they
around
are. Yes, they are. Mhm.
But now what they're doing is, and I can specifically speak for my former agency, they've lowered all kinds of different training standards and things where you have the infection of DEI and you have the infection of like these corrupt ideologies and be like, well, you can only use some limited amount of force, but if you go this far, then you have these kids that are thinking like, well, under the color of the Constitution and law, I really can't defend myself or other people because if I take these actions, if I use my hands, then that's going to be considered excessive force. I have to use whatever's on my bat belt, right? And if God forbid, I pull my gun, just in preparation for self-defense. Well, now you got to write up a full report. That's a use of force, which it isn't. That's a preparation for use of force. And like things like that, they're all afraid to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do that painful.
People are less safe because of it.
That's right.
Are less safe.
100%.
And they don't know. And I can't blame these new young cops because they don't know. They weren't, like Chuck was saying, like they didn't come up in the real world of what it's really like and bad and things and the actual enforcing a law under the color of Constitution and law. Now they're being told politically, well, you can't do that. Now cops are getting hurt and killed. The public's getting hurt and killed.
Yeah.
That's right. That's all.
That's what's happened.
You put an illegal hold on this person,
Mhm. Exactly.
You put them down unnecessarily.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, but
A man must be governed. You need police, and
I mean,
You have to have police.
you have to.
yeah, and there's good and bad and everything, right? But you need police, and you got to give them a certain, you can't be putting them in jail for if someone they're running down the street and they show a gun at a cop and the cop shoots and the cop goes to jail. So you pulled the gun on the cop. What do you think is going to happen, right? You pull a gun on a cop and you should know, right? Like what's going to happen.
Right.
That's right.
That's exactly right.
That's absolutely right.
right.
Yep.
What's that sheriff down in Florida? He said that. He said basically the same thing. He's like, if you pull a gun on my officers, my deputies, and if you shoot at them, you better expect that they're going to shoot right back at you and you are not going to walk away, kind of thing. And
and that's how it should be, right? And you shouldn't go shooting at cops. And if you do, you better be prepared that they're gonna kill you or put you in jail.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
But some of these people think that that nothing will happen to them because they
stand there like, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it?
What are you going to do?
Oh,
Over here, the sovereign citizen people, they take it too far, man. They're out of their minds, some of them. They won't get out of a car and they'll be like, listen, I don't have to get out of the car. And they always end up getting ripped out of the car by the cop.
Yeah, they do. It's like, no, I'm not getting out of the car. Yes, you are. Get out of the car. I said, get out of the car. No, I'm not getting out of the car. I mean, it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I had one of them guys tell me, it's your right. I'm like, you don't have to do that. I'm like, yeah, but then you're going to get arrested and go to jail.
Right.
No, you're going to win it in court, man. I'm like, I never seen any of you
See, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah.
win anything like that in court. Like
the best ones are the ones.
And let go.
I think you watch too much YouTube and TV, right?
We don't have any. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. the fact that we have internet, YouTube, any kind of TV, anything, that we get to see things that we never saw before. We get to hear about things that we never saw or heard about before. And it's instantaneous. Like boom. There's a camera at every building, every place you go. There's a camera. They can see what you're doing all the time. If you become a person of interest, they're watching you, and they can go, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, what are they going to do to you? And that's what they say. The people, because like for me, that deters me. I wouldn't want to do something because I'm going to be on camera and somebody's going to see me taking that freaking steak out of a grocery store and I get arrested. I'm not going to do that. But these other people think nothing about anything.
No cover up or nothing. I'm just going to walk right out.
They show their face to the camera.
Yeah, it's like the arrogance is just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I love the ones. Ones like Emery was talking about, the sovereign citizens. Like you pull up behind a car or truck and there's like a handwritten license plate on like cardboard.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell? Like legit people will actually write the real tag number, like lost. They'll put on it like tag lost or stolen, waiting for new one, and they'll actually write the legit. But the sovereign citizens will be like free whatever, and and then you walk up to the car.
Live free or die.
And then you walk up to the car and they just shove a previously written note, a handwritten note on the window. It says like, I refuse to speak to da-da-da-da. And then when you finally get to engage them in something, like you're shouting through a window or back and forth, and you get them to roll it down that much. And you're like, I need your license. I'm not engaged in commercial travel. This is free.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Like, oh God.
These are the things that you see on YouTube that should be shown on YouTube to make idiots out of these people, because that's what they are, idiots.
Did you see the one where the Belgian Malinois ripped the dude apart? The cops were being good to this guy too. They gave him more chances to come out of this car. He just wouldn't come out, and the cops like, as much as the sun's gonna come up tomorrow, I'm going to release this Belgian Malinois, and he's going to rip you apart. Like, get out of the car. And the guy just wouldn't. Like, he was just stuck on that. I know my laws from 1400 and crazy stuff like that.
Oh my God, that's
apart.
And then the ones that say, I don't live in the United States. I'm like, but you're right here. Like, I'm stopping you.
I know, really. What are you doing here?
You're in the state of Maryland, right? Yeah, you're in Maryland or Delaware or whatever.
Yeah, they don't consider He's like, well, I don't acknowledge the government and the Declaration of Independence or something crazy they'll say.
Right. I can't take it. Oh my God, these people are weird.
Yeah, like what is the term when they want to be something they're not for today? For today.
I identify
as a cat.
I identify
you
as
can't arrest me.
a piece of toast.
Yeah.
I'm a piece of toast.
I am a piece of toast.
I'm a piece of toast today. You can't.
I don't know. Maybe tomorrow I'll be an ice cream cone.
I'm not a citizen. I'm a cat. It's like, I mean, did you hear they were putting cat litter boxes in school bathrooms?
I told him for the furries.
For the furries?
What is that teaching our kids? That's not teaching them nothing.
They go, Ma, they were putting litter boxes in
Matt told us
freaking bathrooms at school because of
they were
these
dressed as cats.
Furry people, the furries or something like that. I'm like, what?
Some of the guys, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there.
Oh,
some of the guys were wearing butt plug tails.
Mother of God.
Oh, he told me it was true. I believe Matt.
I believe it.
And they were being cats.
How do they sit down in math class?
All I know is I would be very distracted by that. Okay.
And painful.
Has any of us here ever done that?
Not even
last night. I went to a convention last night.
Yeah, so that means you didn't know what you did. Yeah, I know. You better check back there.
Oh my
I
God.
never know what happens at a convention.
Wake up the next morning, there's a tail in the back seat of your rental car, and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But think about that seriously. Go back 15 years, and if someone ever told you that there would be kitty litter boxes in schools,
I know.
would you believe it? I wouldn't.
No, I mean,
No.
I wouldn't have.
And he didn't say anything until like now. Of course, he's out of school for how
Yeah,
many years?
he said nothing
I said,
about it.
why didn't you tell
Yeah.
me this when you were in school?
Yeah,
He's like, well, you know.
well, he goes, you wouldn't believe the stuff that happened. And
Yeah,
this
he
is
goes,
just a rural
This is
school.
you know, that was nothing,
Yeah,
Mom.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Stuff that this
Maybe I'm glad I didn't.
identifying.
I didn't find
Oh my God.
When have you ever heard a guy say, oh, God, I got to go to the men's room and get a tampon?
I know, right?
Even to bring that into
But today you do. You know, I need one today because I'm identifying as a woman today.
Well,
So
I don't know. Some men do need tampons.
little
If you know what I
boys?
mean.
Oh,
wow,
What?
what you said, that's like,
What? I said some guys do need tampons.
wow. Where are you looking? Where are you looking on this screen? That's what I want. You're looking at me?
No.
wow.
I'm just saying.
Well, that guy-
this.
Carol, stick up for me, please.
The guy Tim
Teresa,
Wolf,
you're in a lot of trouble. That's all I'm going to say.
Carol, call me after this show.
Is anybody watching anymore? Or did we just lose everybody?
Yeah, I think we went down. We went down from 20 people to like 2.
Yeah.
because he
We lost
wanted
him.
people to hand them out in school, correct? And how uncomfortable is that going to be? All right. Never once did I don't want to be dirty, but never once did my mom or any female ever send me to the store to get none of that. How embarrassing would that be to have to hand them out in school to people?
Yeah, I know, right?
As a young boy, that has to be creepy, awkward. That's weird. I don't know why that guy would want to hand out those to all kids in school.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Have them in the
Didn't
nurse's
he want
office.
them installed in the men's bathroom?
Yes,
Or
they
have them
wanted
in the nurse's office and have them go pick them up if that's what they want.
Oh my God.
Well,
Exactly.
because if people are saying that there are women today, they're going to go into the men's room.
Well, they want
And they might need one.
the family bathrooms. That'll be nice.
Well, they don't even want to have. They want them to all go into any bathroom. There should be no. I don't know.
All I know is, especially in the elementary schools, I would not really want my daughter, in the same stall
Bella's really come in at a good time.
Oh, boy.
What are we talking
Talking
about?
butt tail plugs.
Let's
and
go. No, Teresa, you brought all that up.
kitty litter
Who
stuff.
brought that up, by the way?
You did.
Oh my God, I'm in trouble. Shouldn't have brought that up.
I hope you
And
brought some tampons,
Yeah.
Bella.
Yeah. I got 556 here getting me going.
Yeah,
And
he's gonna
MRE
get you.
is getting me going. Hi, Bella.
All I know
Bella.
in school there just used to be like the jocks, the greasers, the normal kids, and the freaks, and that's about it. Remember that, Carol?
Well, the stoners. You had stoners.
Oh, the stoners. Yeah.
Which part were you, Teresa? Better question, Carol. Which one were you?
I plead the Fifth Amendment.
Oh, man.
Just I hung out with all the different people. I felt so. I was the one that when you ate, like if you were in the cafeteria and you ate lunch by yourself, I would go over and sit with you
Oh.
because I felt so bad. I always feel bad for people that eat by themselves. Meanwhile, they're probably like, I just want to eat in peace.
I could see
But
that.
I mean, I was just like, hi, you need company? It's like,
Do you remember, Teresa, when we were like in grade school and we were in 8th grade getting ready to graduate to get into high school? And they used to do the school paper for the graduates.
yes.
And they would ask for a comment about
Yes.
each graduate.
Yes.
I felt so sorry for this boy because they turned around and when they asked about him, they printed in the school paper, never a comment. That poor kid sat and cried. He felt
Aw.
so upset over it. I felt so bad.
You mean it said never a comment?
Never a comment next to his name. That was the remark that the person wrote.
Why though?
I don't know. I mean, the
That's
guy's
kinda
a
mean to
quiet
do that.
kid, but smart as all hell.
They didn't like him? Was he picked on?
Yeah, they should have
He
just
was
not
picked on. Yeah, there was a lot of bullying going on even when I was in school.
Oh, kids could
Sure
be
there
really
was.
Oh, kids can be
Kids
And I
can be
went to
more than
Catholic
mean.
school. It
More
didn't
than
mean you didn't get bullied.
Kids,
Yeah,
They
no,
told you
ask
in the
Chuck.
schoolyard or whatever.
Chuck went through Catholic school his entire life.
I did.
I went to Catholic school up until 8th grade, and then
I went through straight
in high
through.
school I went to a different high school. But yeah, but Chuck went through it the whole time, and
I kind of feel like I learned some morals and values there.
yeah, well,
I didn't
yes.
feel like it then, but I feel like, the right thing to do, the wrong thing to do.
Right, it teaches
Give,
you.
Yeah,
like,
they-
give you a
It
conscience.
gives you a conscience
Yeah.
and a base and
Yeah.
a core.
I don't think people have conscience.
No,
like that
good
much now.
core values were
Yeah.
kind of
I
instilled.
don't
in
think
you.
they do as well anymore with that.
Yes,
No,
they were.
I mean, I used to have nuns throw stuff at us, and we
Yeah.
were talking. And
Behave,
we,
maybe it was a little brutal, but I don't know. I got hit as a kid. I don't think I'm a rotten person. I mean, I don't know.
And it gives believe it or not, kids need discipline and stuff
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
And believe it or not, some bullying is good to an extent, right? Like
right.
in
It teaches
society, like in general, like if you're doing something outlandish, people are gonna think you're crazy and not want to deal with you. So there is an element of
I do understand, MRE, what you're saying. I do. It sounds like you're crazy, but
yes.
it's true because it does. I mean, if you're listening to that, you're like, no, it's not. Bullying is no good. But you need to face that stuff because
Well,
you're
it's
going to
all-
run into these people in your adult life.
Yeah, right.
And
exactly.
you got to
need
know how to react.
How to react to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Yeah.
What about getting cold? If you like I had one of my girlfriends used to shelter her kids and not let them go outside and play in the dirt, and she was a germophobic. And I'm like, if these kids don't get out in the elements,
Yeah.
they are going to catch every flu,
Yeah,
every cold, every
how
you know
to
what I'm saying?
deal with
They
what-
were
with
sick
everything.
all the time, and
Yeah.
I'm like, you gotta let
Yeah.
them get out there.
I agree.
And
Yeah.
catch a cold out there, and then they
Yeah.
build up a resistance to it, and then they
Yeah.
won't catch them as much.
Yeah.
And it's the same analogy,
Yeah,
really,
no.
right?
So I do. I agree at some point. And
Yeah,
everybody
to a point. I don't mean like totally like
everybody crosses when they cross the line. No. Yeah.
right.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
And because they can be freaking mean as hell.
Oh, absolutely.
oh yeah, kids are brutal.
Yeah. Brutal is the word. Yeah.
I apologize for muting myself. I had to go to the litter box, but
Ah! Oh, I'm not even gonna where you were. No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna let it go. If it was successful, I'll
No,
just say.
what kind of litter do you use?
Clumping?
Is it the clumping kind? And do you have an automatic one?
I don't know. I kick it around and then
The automatic one is equivalent to like a debate. I just can't. Oh my god!
And nowadays, I guess in school, like kids can't even argue no more in school. They get arrested for
yeah.
crazy stuff. Like when I was a kid, you could get into a fight and you go to principal's office, maybe get detention.
Right, get
They
detention.
call my nephew, my godson, my youngest godson. He's in MMA. He does MMA and all that, and he's a real good kid, respectable. He ended up getting into a fight with another kid in school. He was actually sticking up for a girl, but they didn't care about that. And he ended up getting in a fight with the kid, and he beat the kid up pretty bad, where they called the cops, and he has to go to like a court thing, and they threw him out of school and stuff. Back in the old days, and like he didn't hurt him, and it was just like a little kid fist fight. One kid had a lump on his eye, another kid might have had a little bit of bloody lip, right? And they all got thrown out of school, the cops and everything, instead of just be like, you know what, you get detention, and usually maybe they become friends after that. But
No, but you know what? The parents probably push that too. I would think, right? You think the parents pushed
Yeah,
it?
well, yes, this kid was picking on this girl because I asked my godson, I was like, "Why'd you fight him?" And he'll tell me the truth, right? He'll tell his mom a little bit of the truth, but he'll tell me the whole truth because I'm the cool uncle, right? So he'll tell you, he's like, he kept this. He's friends with this girl in class, my godson, and the other kid was bullying her heavily, right? Calling her all kinds of names, he making fun of her, all kinds of stuff. So he told him to lay off, and then the kids swore at my godson, and they got into a regular fight, right? Like a million kids did in the past. But yeah, they had the cops there. They treated it like it was a murder scene.
Oh my God! Oh, come on.
It was like I guess my nephew gave him a black eye. It's just like nobody was hurt, right? Like
Yeah.
they made it a big thing and threw him out of the school. So
Well,
now he's not going to school with his brother, who's a year older.
Oh.
So he's in his own school now. It's just crazy. I'm like, wow, one fight. That's it. He got into one fight and they threw him out of the school.
Yeah, that's what they do now.
Because he takes MMA classes. My godson's been doing them. He's 13. He's been taking them since he was like 7 or 8. Like,
Oh wow, he must be good.
Stuff. Yeah, he is. He's very good.
Pretty good.
So they use that against him, by saying, well, he does MMA and he hurt this kid. He could hurt other kids. It's like he's not even a bad kid. And he was sticking up for a girl. And his mother said that, She's like, listen, I teach my son that, you stick up for women. He was doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And take that into consideration. This girl stuck up to him and went to the class and says he was protecting me. She was crying. Like he was bullying her. I won't even say the way with some sexual tropes and stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I was proud of my nephew that he stuck up for her, though.
No, yeah, because I mean, a lot of boys don't do that anymore.
And sadly, he had to pay the consequence of you stick up for some girl, you get into a fight with the kid, and now you're not in that school no more.
Aw.
Jeez.
Things have changed drastically. Well,
They sure have.
Yeah, I know, right? Carol.
Yeah, because like my godson are 13 and 14. One's going to high school and one's in middle school.
Okay, yeah. 13, 14, that's the age. That's
yeah.
That's the age where you come into your own.
Yes, that's why they don't want to hang out. No, they used to sleep over my house all the time, right? Like a few years ago, they were always sleeping over on weekends. But as soon as they hit 12, 13, they want to hang with their friends. They don't want to go hang with their uncle no more.
Oh, wow.
Once in a while we do, but
yeah, we talk about that a lot. It's like, what did you do? Like, it's like, what did you do when you were 14? Did you want to hang out with your parents?
Yeah, I know, because I go, Chuck, they don't want to always do stuff with us, Yeah. I said, remember when we were that age?
Yeah.
We didn't want anything to do with we were out every night doing something. We didn't want to hang out.
That's right.
We were also allowed to do that.
Yes.
And we also did that. I mean, that was because, nowadays it's video games. So they don't even go outside. I mean, how many people actually have like a little basketball hoop out on the road? Like we used
Not many anymore, Chuck. That used to be normal everywhere in small town, everywhere in America.
Yeah.
Not anymore. You'll
never see. You came in to eat and you went back outside and you came back in at 10 or whatever,
Whatever your curfew was, you came back.
Yeah.
Chuck, dinner!
The big mouth.
Oh, my father, all he had to do was whistle. And we knew, it's time to go in.
And then you went home.
And then you went home.
Yeah. And then,
because we were scared of our parents.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to love when my aunts and uncles came over because my parents would say, "You kids go outside and play." Yeah, okay, no problem. We're out the door. We don't want to hear what you have to say anyway.
Just come back in and eat.
Well, I think it's because of social media and video games like that and stuff like that on the internet. I think the internet has a lot to do with socializing.
Because they don't shoot. They don't play kickball.
Nobody interacts with anybody anymore. People are afraid to go out. People have this social anxiety, mingling with people. They don't know what to say. When they're sitting in the same room, they're afraid to say stuff to each other. It's like they don't know what to say. Am I going to offend them if I say this? It's just it's just bizarre. This is just
They can
Even
only,
with dating too, there's a lot of men I know that
it's gonna
and
say,
younger guys that when they'll go out, but they're scared to talk to a woman.
that's
Yep.
right. That's
Yep.
right.
They will not go up there too. I don't know. They will not spark a conversation with a woman.
Nope.
And if they do, they will not take that next step and say, "Are you single or do you want, you have a boyfriend or whatever?" They just won't do. They're so used to, I guess, this like online thing that,
Yep.
and there's a lot of young people suffering with that. They don't even know how to talk to the opposite sex
That's exactly right.
You're 100% spot on.
Yep.
without a
don't-
computer.
They don't know what,
Yeah.
and to go up to someone is creepy. To go up and talk to somebody in their eyes
Like,
is
yeah,
creepy to
because
do.
we were just like, man, yeah,
And we were
why don't you
talking
just go
about-
up and
yeah,
ask her,
yeah.
hi, how did you go to the school, and and blah blah blah,
Yeah.
social talk to her.
Oh,
No, that's kind of creepy. Girls
yeah.
think that's creepy,
Yeah,
Ma.
yeah.
Well, maybe nowadays they do, right? The social engineering where that is creepy.
Yeah.
When in our day it was actually quite normal. Like,
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, to go up and say hi to somebody
Yes.
and get or not and get shot down or
Well,
Be a
remember?
The way I always looked at it was this. It's like baseball analogy. My father taught me this when I was younger. When it comes to girls, you go up and you ask them for their phone number. Because if not, you're going to strike out. You want to strike out swinging. Meaning, if you don't ask them, you're never going to know. But if you
Absolutely, and you have nothing to lose.
yeah, what do you got to lose?
nothing
Yeah.
to lose. Never strike out looking. Always
I
strike
know.
out swinging.
I totally agree. Totally
Absolutely.
agree with that. How
But a lot
harmful
of
is it?
people are socially awkward nowadays, and
They
like
are.
they
They are.
maybe the women think it's creepy or the generation. So
I think the women are they're insecure, more and more insecure. Like when Carol and Mr. Smith and Chuck and I when we were in grade school. I mean, we had we would go up to my best friend over there thinks you're cute.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
I mean, we do
Oh
stuff
yeah.
like that.
yeah,
And we would, play with each other like, you want to meet her, like that.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's how we interacted. But now it's just they don't want to be talked to. They don't want. He looks creepy. I don't even want me. Just because somebody looks creepy doesn't mean they're creepy. But like I said, it's the internet. The internet did all this damage to us as a social being.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Communication skills are
People don't even go out of their houses
Are
now. It's
horrible.
like unbelievable.
They don't even know their neighbors neither.
No, I
Yeah.
mean, where Chuck and I go pick dogs every night and go up.
Oh, you're right. MRE, you're absolutely right about that. What neighborhood is it that you have, all your neighbors? It's like people
Hardly nowhere anymore.
No,
Between the
you can't.
housing crisis and everybody move, all that, like neighborhoods, no one, and even if they do, they don't get to know their neighbors, right? They might think it's creepy to go bring over some. Remember the old days? You go bring a pie or some macaroni.
Right.
Yes.
Neighborhood, and my
Yeah.
Right,
grandmother
exactly.
making
We'd
some
get some
lasagna
cookies,
and
bring
bringing
it over, a little welcome card to the neighborhood. I mean,
Yep.
we still do that.
I know. we still
We'll
do.
invite, we'll just
Probably
invite
look,
the
we probably
whole.
look really freaking creepy
Yeah.
doing it, right?
We'll invite the whole block. I mean, everybody knows Chuck here because he was their male people for 41 years.
That's
So
true.
they all know him. So I guess
Yeah.
it's a different, I can't,
Well, yeah, you have to, like I said, even in, like I know people in my community still, but there's a lot of neighborhoods that have totally changed. Even some of my neighborhoods, half of the people are gone, right? Like sold their homes or their kids inherit their homes, lose it, sell it. Because when I was younger, everybody in my neighborhood were there for 60 years, grew up with fathers, grandfathers. My dad knew your dad, vice versa. Nowadays, it's not like that, especially with the money for rent in most places. There's some neighborhoods maybe like yours and a few others where people are still tight and know each other. But for the most part, most people don't even know their neighbors nowadays.
No, and nor did some of them. Most of them don't want to know them.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Have no desire.
They
at all.
have no
Yeah.
desire.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's creepy. I'm not walking up to their house. Well, wait a minute. You trick or treated over there.
Yeah, and that kills community, right? Like that kills.
It kills community, and this is what we're lacking. This is all the stuff that's going on. We're evolving into what? What kind of beings are we? We're antisocial, and then of course the stupid flu thing, the sea flu thing that we had in 2020. I mean, that made it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, when that first came out, I remember my mother coming by my house with a mask on and like leaving me a plate of macaroni on my table outside, and then texting me saying, "I left you a thing of macaroni outside," because she was so nervous.
Yeah, like you had the plague. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, it does break down community, because think of a neighborhood of a bunch of people who stay in contact, even if they don't love each other, at least respect the fact, you're my neighbor, I'm going to look out for your house.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're like, we're gone, we're so-and-so dates, they watch our houses, they look around the house, we all watch out for each other, which is pretty cool. But some of these neighborhoods, man, How
many neighborhoods can you have somebody like, okay, I trust you enough to come feed my dog, right?
There you go. It's still, right?
It's not many. Like I said,
So what are we evolving into? What are we evolving into as far as that goes? Are we going to be just these total antisocial people that are just going to stay in our little cubicles? And I don't understand.
Yes, the future is breeding. You're right. The future is breeding exactly what you're saying right there. Everybody's going to be dependent on these AIs. Food brought to your house from the Ubers. Everything's mechanical.
I mean, you're gonna have food coming to your house like the Jetsons have. You're gonna have, because all that stuff.
Restaurants see it that way
now. It's all coming.
Yeah,
it's all coming.
Restaurants see it that way.
The mail. You're not going to see a mail person in a couple of years. Maybe in 10, 15 years. You're not going to see that. The mail's going to come to you in a tube.
Yeah. Yeah.
Directly into your house.
It's like garbage men. Look at the garbage men or stop and shop workers. No jobs. The computers are taking all.
Exactly. I mean, Chuck goes out every time the garbage men are here. The Chuck will go out and say, "Hey, how you doing? How's the family?" Like some kind of interaction. Most of them are on their phones all the time, and because they have no one to talk to, it's like.
Well, over here, our garbage men are being replaced by like machines that are picking up the garbage.
Yes, the machines are picking it up.
Instead of two guys on the back, you think you got 10 trucks. Let's say we got 10 trucks in this town, 2 times 10. So 20 guys get to work. Now they don't, because the machine is picking up the garbage. You got one guy in the driver's seat and no people on the back of the truck.
Right.
That's crazy.
Even dogs are being replaced with robots.
Yep. Oh, that's why that Terminator stuff is kind of real, I believe.
Man.
Yeah, well, did you see? I know that
stuff's getting more and more.
You saw the
real.
robots, right? All right, so they had Kim Kardashian has one of these now, and I saw it on a.
That's Elon Musk's robot.
Right? Yeah, a scroll. It's a Tesla robot, and she has one now in her house, and they're talking to it, and it's talking back to them and giving them compliments, and I'm like. It just reminds me of like the Stepford wives, like the Stepford wives.
Yes.
It's very, very creepy. I don't want to be friends with a robot.
Boston Dynamics created Spot, the combat dog.
Yes.
That's just one example. But you guys have me stuck now because I've been thinking about this since you were talking about the.
This is a while ago. This is a while ago because I saw your face a while ago. You can't wait to say something. Go ahead.
I was thinking because you gave me like flat. I'm like, oh my god, I never want to remember this, but it's true. So like the awkward socialness and not being able to like up and say, hey, do you go to school here? Da, 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 da. So I remember I was that wallflower. I was the wall crawler, right? That would stay at like the dances, the social events, parties and stuff.
Right.
I'd be the one standing against the wall looking at everybody else. A girl would be like, hey, do you want? I'm like, oh, no. That was me. That was me. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, but that was me dragging you onto the dance floor. See, that's what I used to do. It though. Come on, you know how to dance. Let's go.
I had a few friends like that who were shy and stuff. See, I was the outgoing, just running up to everybody talking. Yeah. But I had a few buddies like that, and I would grab them and say, "Come on, man," or I'd bring a girl over to them and introduce.
Yeah, or just follow me. You'll be okay. I'll be with you. Don't worry about it. And I'd be. Just trying to get them to socialize because they kept to themselves a lot. But you know what? I get it.
Everybody was afraid of rejection.
Right. That's right. Especially guys. The guys were afraid of rejection.
But then I got older, right? And I learned through like trial and error. And then I became an asshole. Then I go up to the girl. I'm like, "Hey, honey, what's your name? Any idea? Right?" And I'm like, "Just like, you want to dance? You want to?"
Oh
Yeah.
And then I get
If I said you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? Huh?
right.
Are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see.
I actually had a friend like that. Oh my God, he used
every single
freaking
one
thing.
of those.
Oh my God.
We used to be like, shut up.
and he would do it. He was a window clerk a lot. I bowled with him, so I used to go out with him afterwards, and we would go to different events, tournaments, and he would come with us,
Oh my
and it
God.
was Pete.
Yeah, I
you
know.
I
Pete.
know. And we went to this one bar, and we were younger, and he was a little older than us. And he went to this bar that we thought was shitty. I mean, it was a lousy bar, and it was older people, older women, and it's like we weren't interested in doing that. That term MIL something or other wasn't a big thing, and all that stuff. And so we said, Pete, we're going. It was 4 of us, so 3 of us. We left Pete at this bar, and he was talking to this woman at the bar, and we were like, well, maybe he's gonna finally get lucky tonight. But he never, it's like, so we went to another bar, we went, hung out for a little while, and we came back and we figured, he was still there because we had to pick him up. We were driving. So we go pick him up, and there's like a circle bar, like a square bar, and he's sitting on one side of the bar and everybody's on the other side. he's by himself. And we were like, Pete, what the heck happened?
He probably used all
And he
those
goes,
moronic sayings.
He did. He used one of his moronic sayings.
What's your zodiac?
The girl, the lady, spread the word around to stay the heck away from him. And the poor guy was by himself. I mean, we were cracking up. It was so funny. But that MRE was that guy that never swung. He might have swung and missed a lot, but
at least he swung. He struck out swinging. No, that's the thing. Because here's the deal. I remember Rudolph telling me this too. You never know. That girl could have been. She could have said it. The only rule is you don't go up to women with rings on them or little kids with them. But if a woman doesn't got a ring on her finger, a little kid with her, ask her for her number. Ask her if she wants to hang out or something. Stop the conversation.
Yeah.
You're never gonna know. She might have said, "Yeah."
Well, that was Pete's philosophy.
Game.
Yeah, that was his philosophy.
Well, a lot of those young men.
Only he would cut to the chase very quickly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he really went straight there.
It didn't take him long, and his philosophy was, "I don't have a lot of time. If she says no, I gotta go to somebody else."
Well, it is a numbers game.
Yeah,
it is a numbers game.
Like if you go ask, or vice versa, go ask 10 women if they're single or something. One of them are gonna be, and
that's right.
One of them might like you.
Yeah. That was his philosophy. That's what he used to say.
That's how we dated.
But we did all that though. We did that stuff.
Yeah, we did.
Or if you didn't do it yourself, Mr. Wallflower, who blossomed there and started doing it to everybody that he could possibly do it to.
Oh,
but I mean,
I could just see him doing spitballs.
Come here, honey.
Yeah.
That's
But there's
funny.
a lot of people don't even have the courage of your friend to go.
Well, that's
up.
the truth. And nowadays, I would guarantee you that 9 out of 10 guys don't have that.
Well, the young guys, it's really hard for these poor young kids in their 20s to meet somebody.
You go to a baseball game, and it's obvious that you like baseball, and she's there with her couple of her girlfriends.
So they like
baseball a little bit,
So you have something to talk about.
Go say hi, I mean,
I usually use my dog as a.
That's a
good one. That's a good one.
You know how many people, when you go somewhere with a dog, how many people want to come up and ask you about your dog?
That's so true. Even an ugly guy like me. Oh yeah.
Yeah, look at me. I'm
bald. Gets a nut every once in a while.
Oh my God.
I'm bald. I look like Uncle Fester.
And stop it.
Luckily, my dog helps me out in the dating arena.
But they do. Dogs do. What?
No, they do.
I've ran into
a lot of
and if she likes a dog, She's for you.
Well, she wants to meet the dog. She obviously likes
She
dogs.
likes dogs.
Well, it's no joke. And I actually met a lot of women who just, some of them just became friends, right? Some became something else, but it meant through dogs, you know, come up without a conversation, or you have a dog too. Most of them ask me, hey, can you help me train my dog or something?
Right.
You immediately have a thing in common. Yeah.
Or the breeding thing with the dogs.
Yep, there's a million. Just like you said at the baseball game. You're at a baseball game. She's at the game. Go up, buy her a hot dog or a hamburger. Start a conversation, something.
Yep. And then if it doesn't go nowhere, if it doesn't go anywhere, you say goodnight, and that's it.
You say goodnight and you go home. That's all.
Yep.
Worth the shot, though. You know, you could make a friend. You might make a friend or a girlfriend. It's worth a shot. Or just a nice conversation, you know.
Right.
But I think that's
far between. These dating apps or some of the dating apps.
They're brutal.
Yeah.
They are brutal.
I can't imagine.
I don't even. I mean, if you weren't here and I was by myself, forget it. I'd be like, forget it. I'm not going on those.
You could understand why that's why
the dating apps.
That's what all these people feel they have.
You don't know whether or not you're hooking up with a serial killer. At least if you
physically meet somebody, you can.
No, but at least like if you're at like a game and you're talking, there's people around you.
That's true.
If you get that creepy,
that safe environment,
you've got to have that feeling too, whether or not, you know, this is a nice guy. I feel it. He's, you know, okay. You know,
I've heard some horror stories of some. My ex-girlfriend's sister used to go on those dating sites, and I've heard some crazy stories of men she met that totally lied about everything.
Yeah, and and the picture they put up, it's not them, and
it was always something crazy. Like I hear all kinds of crazy stories. I was like, "Is she still on it?" She's like, "Yeah, she's still on it. I think she's been on it for 5 years, 6 years, maybe."
Unbelievable.
Well, I've seen it through Matt, where he's, you know, he would go on and look at somebody, and then, you know,
the picture would match up to the person that was.
It's like, oh my God, it's not even. You're not even close. You don't look at all like that anymore at all. You know,
they use a picture. Here's what they do, Chuck. They'll use a picture. Even the men do it. Men and women do this on YouTube all over the place. They use pictures that are 25 years older. And if you're on a dating site, you should use a picture of what you look like. That's
right, exactly. Yeah. But most of them don't.
No.
They use filters.
Because at the end of the day, if you're going to see each other.
Exactly. You're going to see each other eventually.
Yeah. So why do that?
They'll use filters, right? They'll use filters that change them up so much.
AI, all those filters.
And you see the person, you're like, that's not the person, you know, it's crazy.
It is crazy. Well, what do you say, guys? We were on for a long time. We had some fun. It's almost 11 o'clock.
It is.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
I have to run by.
Coming on. This is fun. We'll do it again. And
I had a good time. Carol, 5.6.
Thank you
Chuck,
so much.
Thanks for having me on. I have to run by work. I forgot something at work. I have to actually go back there. And I don't feel that good with my nose.
We'll feel better.
Feel better, MRE.
Thank you, Carol. God bless
you.
Be safe out
there.
Be safe.
Don't talk to anybody.
Yeah, don't talk to any stranger.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, MRE. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Thank you for coming on.
Have a good one.
You're welcome, honey. Anytime.
Thank you, Carol. You're a sweetheart. We're going to see you soon, yes. Okay, good night, guys. Thank you.